launching right into
Though
it.
I do like that it only took a few days after you saying when a 5-star movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or 5-star
Someone
podcast.
bombed
Someone
it.
gave us less than 5.
Yeah.
Bring it down to 4.5.
I noticed that. Fuckers. Are we online?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
4.5.
Hey, hi.
Yeah, it says watch live now.
Ring that bell.
Yeah.
Tweet.
Oh man, see what's going on Twitter for half a second.
No, don't do that. Just go straight to the tweet.
Where's the tweet?
Just straight to the tweet.
What? Where's the tweet? Oh, I scrolled down too far. Twitter's
Oh,
bad.
don't go too far.
Yeah, that's
I
bad.
Saw Tammy the T-Rex or something.
Yeah, Tammy the T-Rex coming out.
Okay.
The R-rated gore version.
So weird.
It is.
That is not a movie that called for gore at all.
super curious to see why. So I can celebrate whatever producer said, you know what, cut all that gore out. This is a silly movie where a little tiny dinosaur hand checks for change in a payphone. With Paul Walker just off camera making dinosaur noises.
He never did answer us.
No.
And now
No, I
it's
wonder
too
if he'll
late.
answer.
We'll never know.
We could have a seance and summon the spirit of Paul Walker.
Yes.
Paul,
Good use of
tell us
Ouija
one
board.
thing.
We can ask you only one question.
Did you do the dinosaur sounds?
Why do we have to
Tammy
sound
and the
spooky?
T-Rex.
We
Because
could
it's
ask
not
it-
a seance if you don't sound spooky.
No, we could ask it normally.
Maybe we're talking through a spooky medium.
No, that we would ask the question normally. The
It's
medium.
actually
Oh.
spooky, extra large.
It's a spooky venti.
That would be a grande for doing
Yeah, I know.
tall grande.
I know.
I know.
But you can't order a short. If you order a short, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
It's true.
That would be the actual quote that they would give.
Yeah. Just live? What's going on here? What are you doing?
Yep. So I will see Spider-Man at 9:05.
Good idea.
And then if you guys want to do Hobbs and Shaw, we can do that as well.
I will do that.
Sweet. Let's see if there's any seats left for 9:05 on a Saturday morning. Early bird. It's only $6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
$6.
Yeah, I felt great
To see a movie.
When we went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was like,
Eh.
whoa, $6. I'm
They're
doing
like-
sweet.
Whoa, you got up.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Glad to see you.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not using my free one on this one. Jesus.
No.
I have like 8 of them stocked up now. I haven't.
Just use it then.
No.
Okay.
No, it's only $6.
No, it's a deal.
Okay. Sure.
Available seats. Literally all of them.
Pick the best one.
I am going to pick
Pick the one in the middle.
F13, which is the back left corner. And then I'm going to get up every 5 minutes so I can walk all the way across the aisle.
You're not going to have that far to walk. That theater's tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny theater.
No, I mean, there's 13 seats across.
Yeah. I don't think that's a super tiny theater. I think super tiny theater is like 8 seats.
Does it have deluxe seats? Is it the recliner?
I believe they all do now.
I think some of the theaters do not have digital. Is the
Oh.
Wait, which theater?
Tinseltown. Auditorium 16.
I don't think they're all recliners in Tinseltown.
Yeah, I think there's some shitbox theaters still.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
man.
I saw.
I'm
well,
going to
I saw
experience one.
the big XD theater. Big hands.
The Jazz Hands Theater.
Yeah, it doesn't have recliners. It has the ones that kind of rock back a little.
Oh no, it does now. It has recliners.
The huge.
Yeah. The XD
Yeah,
does.
the huge one does.
It does now. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long.
How
ago
can
you
they
went.
not have all
I
of
saw-
them revamped?
The IMAX and the
Endgame.
Regency and stuff, their IMAX things do not have recliners. They have the shitty old tall back fabric chairs.
Whatever theater I saw, or whatever theater within the theater, within the multiplex, I saw Endgame in, had just regular seats. They're kind of like the high back IMAX-y style, but leatherette.
Ooh, leatherette. I swear to God, all these Buddies movies better be available day one on Disney Plus.
Why?
They will
Or are you
be.
going to cancel the service?
I will cancel my service. You hear me, Walt?
See,
Disney.
He doesn't.
So-
He's dead.
So Disney Plus is basically just an add-on to Hulu.
Disney owns
no.
Hulu. They are bundling Hulu with Disney Plus, and they're going to run their less than family friendly stuff as a part of Hulu. It's going to get
Okay.
weird. It's about to get super fucking weird. But like BJ was saying, $12.99 for all three of those is a pretty good fucking
Yeah.
price.
And it's like ad-free Hulu and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
What is the Hulu like? What's the current Hulu price?
$11.99.
Yeah, I think for the ad-free one, it's like $11.99.
Yeah.
So like literally just $1 more.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's got to be like an introductory.
That's
rate
why.
or
That's
something.
why.
But
That's why I
that's
feel
not
like
gonna
it's not going
stay
to be the
there.
ad-free one. I
It's
feel like
also quite
gonna-
possible that Hulu is about to get splintered into 1,000 pieces because everyone's going to pull their content off Hulu.
But
Because everyone's got their, like Warner's got their big thing now, the HBO Max.
who was it that pulled out of Hulu? Pulled out of the Hulu collective?
Everyone pretty much. Disney is the primary shareholder of Hulu.
Yeah, it's
now.
not like they pulled their content. They just like Fox pulled out of
But
it.
Right.
but when it started, it was like it was like all of them. 'Cause
Right.
None
It
of
was
them wanted to do their
CBS
own
and
hosting
Fox
shit.
and-
Yeah.
CBS was the only. I don't think they were ever part of it.
CBS was not.
Yeah, they were.
They were
CBS always did their own.
NBC,
Yeah, but it was
ABC,
It was definitely all of those.
WB,
And then they all decided, hey, we could do this and make our own money.
the CW,
Yes.
BET.
Are you just naming?
Why does
networks
BET
that
not
you-
have a streaming service? Does
I think they do.
Do they?
They have an app.
Every channel has an app.
Yeah.
Why would BET not have an app?
I mean, the worst.
How much do they want?
Hang on.
You all right there?
Are you okay? No, you're on a different. You're on like Fubo or something. You're
Yeah,
not.
I was like, okay? Fubo is some sort of internet TV bullshit.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah,
result.
You got
it's
a
an
sponsored
ad,
ad. Gotcha.
but it says stream BET online. Plan starting at $55 a month, and BET I'm sure has enough quality content to make it
It's-
worthwhile, but not $55
It's
a month.
BET now is the name of the
BET
app.
now. BET now.
BET
Yeah, but a lot of those don't have standalone subscription services. That's
Are you sure BET Now isn't a betting service?
Oh no, it is BET Plus. Stream Black Culture anywhere, anytime, anywhere. Finally, I read anywhere
Oh
twice.
yeah,
'cause I'm
BET
an
now
idiot.
is for subscribers.
Okay.
Well, like if you already, it's the weird thing like how Showtime has 2 apps.
Yeah, BET Plus though. That's going to be the standalone.
That's like you just get.
over 1,000 hours of black content. What you want, all in one place. Okay, good
Oh.
job.
I see Bad Boys.
Quanto. How much?
Oh, yeah, yo no sé. Un
There's some
momento,
Medea.
por favor.
Saw Medea.
Stall Medea.
Saw that Medea. How much for all that Medea?
I was really hoping that BET would be
ET.
Black ET.
I'd watch that.
I was hoping that it would be no nonsense and be like, here's what it is, here's
Just
how much
here's
it is.
BET.
Yeah,
Just watch it.
it does not say.
It's probably one of those where you have to put your cable login in order to use any of it.
Well, that's probably BET now. That's
I
probably
bet BET now is the standalone one.
No,
If it's-
BET now is the one that exists. BET Plus is the one that's coming.
Well, then they did backwards from HBO.
We're not just breathing heavy. We're coming, baby.
Should we talk
Are we
about
online?
Airbud? Yes, we've been
Okay,
online
good.
for a while.
Are we recording?
Yes, Jack. We're still recording.
Just making sure. Sometimes things happen.
Bet.
I didn't even look, but if that makes you feel better. I just looked.
Thank you.
I just looked, Ray.
Take your shoes off as soon as I close the trap.
Woo!
Whoa.
Should we talk about Airbud?
Let's light this candle.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
talk
hey.
sports.
Guess what we're never going to watch?
Zombie.
Sci-fi original movies.
We've watched some.
Yeah. But we're not
never
watching.
gonna watch it again.
We're not watching one from the makers of the Asylum
Yeah.
because fuck the Asylum.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yep.
Instead, we watched Airbud. Let's talk about it.
From the creators of
We have
Sharknado
standards
come.
around here.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you know?
God. Why is Airbud's one eye so fucking big in that goddamn poster?
Is this like one of those
It's
Ghanaian
unnerving.
posters?
It's forced perspective. You gotta like if you
No.
close one eye,
I do not think that means what you think it
look
means.
through it.
All right. Let's do this.
I mean,
thing.
who drew this shit?
I don't know.
Fucking offended.
Okay, well, complain to Chuck. I didn't think that one.
I didn't do it.
You drew it.
And look at those.
You drew it. I wish I could draw that
Look
good.
at those goddamn shoes. Fucking dogs don't need shoes. They're dogs.
That dog needed shoes.
When you put shoes on a dog, they walk like a fucking duck. They walk like a dumbass.
Well, not Airbud, because he's a professional.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I wonder how long it took them to train that dog to be like, what the
That
fuck?
dog is smart, so it,
It
probably
took 10
him
years.
Yeah.
7 seconds.
And then he died of
Those
cancer
shoes
a
gave
year
him
later.
cancer.
Yes.
It was the shoes. God damn it.
It
It's got to
was
be
the-
the shoes.
was it the shoes?
It was the shoes.
Got to be the shoes.
Is it the shoes?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead
All
and
right.
Just clap.
Sorry.
We'll stop.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey!
BMFcast.
Hey!
BMFcast.
Episode 477.
Nice.
Yeah.
Blaze it. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we give them ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. I get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
jocks.
Very similar to this movie.
Very similar. Yes.
No.
However, there are bad movies. It's a stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags is giant bags of trash.
Oh, no.
Boo.
Those are bad.
Chuck
They
them
are.
in the bin.
We don't like those. Get in the sea.
So this week we decided we needed to really understand the genesis of the entire Buddies cinematic universe, of which some of us have watched all of.
We've done it wrong. Really.
Yeah,
Like
we-
we just started
we?
weird and we just like,
Have we?
Yeah. We've watched them all out of order.
Yeah, but we decided it was time to go back to the original 1997's Air Bud.
Airbud.
Yeah,
Doggist.
There's no talking. Yeah, hashtag Doggist. There's no talking dog. There's just a basketball playing dog.
There's a boy and his dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he eats them at the
And
end.
a clown.
And a clown.
Who's an asshole.
Yeah, that's
And a
accurate.
terrible mother.
She's all right.
She's
She's pretty bad.
She's doing the best she can.
Listen.
Not really.
Yeah,
she's working hard in the napkin mines.
I was gonna say let's get
Every
into
night.
it because
Yeah.
there's nothing to talk about behind the scenes like we normally do because this doesn't have any BMFcast alums.
No.
Robert Vince is a producer on it, but he didn't direct it. So yeah, it's got about the only person you're really gonna recognize is Michael Jeter. I mean, there's a couple other like, hey, that guy.
Is Michael Jeter the clown?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
You
like,
recognize the coach as well because
yeah.
if you've seen Hudsucker Proxies many times as I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought you meant the first asshole coach because
Oh, no, fuck that guy.
No,
No.
Bill Cobb is also in
Yeah.
this. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But
Moses,
no,
the
first
coach.
the
Yes.
first coach, I recognize him from something.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
I just don't know what it was.
Yeah. But hey, read that plot summary.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We usually do that.
It's a good one.
I was so
almost.
close.
You almost got out.
I almost got out of it. A boy and his dog with an amazing basketball playing ability are friends.
That's it?
That's it.
Your cadence on that.
Would you like me
Was
to do it
weird.
again? A boy and his dog with an amazing basketball playing ability are friends.
Better?
There's no commas. I don't know why
Yes.
you're pausing. I mean, it's all just one sentence.
They're friends.
I just wanted to have the emphasis on the last syllables.
Okay.
Yeah. Are friends.
Our friends.
Our friend.
We're friends here. Bad movie friends.
Yeah, we are.
Best movie friends.
Yeah.
So this movie starts
Mm-hmm. It starts with the clown.
with a birthday party.
Yeah. Michael Jeter is this asshole clown who doesn't want to be an asshole. Or I mean, he doesn't want. No, I think he wants to be an asshole. He doesn't want to
Oh,
be a
yeah,
clown.
he enjoys being an
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, he's
But yeah, he's got a shitbox truck with like a bobblehead clown on top, and
It's a big, gross paper mache clown.
yeah, and he's just going to some birthday party with his shitty clown makeup, and he's got his dog, Buddy,
buddy.
Who's in a clown outfit as
who's-
well.
Yeah, and he's just
I
like,
don't think he'd named the dog at this point.
No,
I
he's
think
not-
He just calls him dog.
Yeah, but he
yeah.
did put an outfit on the dog.
And it's what is it? It's like Bozo and his hound or something. What's this fucking
Clown and Hound.
Clown and Hound. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
He's Happy Slappy, or
Yeah.
I think that's his name.
Slappy happy.
Slappy Happy. The,
Yeah.
Slappy happy.
the Happy Slappy clown.
Crappy
Yeah.
slappy.
Yeah, and
Happy,
he goes to
happy
this kid's
slappy hero pup.
yeah, and he goes to this kid's birthday party to perform, and sucks at it.
Yep, he's real bad.
It seems like
I mean, there's no such thing as a good clown, but he's an especially bad clown.
Yeah,
he does the kind of clowning. It seems like he's doing it. You would assume that he's doing it on purpose, but no, he's just actually really shitty at his job. Like,
It's like he knows all the clown things to do. He's just bad at every single one of them.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to spin this plate. No, I can't do that. I'm going to...
He drops everything. He tries to juggle, but he
he's
can't.
trying to juggle the like pens or whatever.
Clubs, yeah.
Clubs, and
And
then like
balloon animals. And
he pops the balloon.
It's like, hey, kids, what's this? Plop. You know.
and then he
he's
calls out
trying
the
to
dog.
dance
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yep.
Then he calls out the dog. He's like, "Hey, dog, catch this."
Yep.
And he throws a bunch. It looks like he throws a bunch of wooden balls at the dog.
Yeah.
And
But he's got it set up like one of the kids is like he's taking batting practice, and the dog's the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just basically like throwing him back at the dog, and
Foreshadowing for one of the next installments of Airbud.
sure, yeah, totally what it is. But yeah, then the kids are like, "Yay, dog!" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, dog's awesome, right? Then let's do something else." Or
the final trick is like the grand finale
Mm-hmm.
is he pulls out a larger ball, throws it at Air Bud, and then makes a ring with his arms,
Yeah.
and the dog is supposed to bounce it back into the ring, but he misses. Well, Bud misses, and the ball bounces off the face of Slappy Happy,
And that
who
sends him
sends him tumbling through
everything.
and then there's a chase. He chases Bud.
yeah,
Around-
he basically just wrecks the entire party.
Yeah,
He's
they
like,
wreck the party.
he falls like over their kitchen or their living room furniture into like a lamp, and then mom's like, "Oh no!" And then he's like, the dog's like, "Oh no, things are breaking," and because we basically learn later, it should be pointed out now, he's been abusing this dog.
Pretty
And
much,
so
yeah.
like the dog's kind of got some PTSD.
A little bit.
And so like when the lamp crashes, he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm out of here." And
Yeah,
and
he
then-
chases the dog around and is just violently throwing himself into furniture. Like, there are 2 or 3 instances where you're like, why did you do that?
Yeah, but he basically launches himself into the birthday cake and then into like all the presents too. And then our next shot, our next shot is like the DJ Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out the front door shot because he's literally hucked right out the front door.
By the mom.
Yeah,
She's like, and stay out.
And he's like, "Can I get some references?" and slams the door.
Yeah.
And so he's chastising Bud on the way back to the truck, puts Bud in his crate, and then goes to wash himself in the fountain of this abnormally large house. Why did they hire the world's shittiest clown for this rich kid's birthday party? But yeah, they have a fountain, and he washes himself in the fountain, gets back in the truck, and starts driving away. Pulls out his car phone. This schlubby clown in like a 1970-something shitbox truck, rusty-ass, gross shitbox truck,
Yep.
pulls out his car phone and immediately calls the pound and says, "Hello, the pound." This is nearly literally. "Hello, the pound. I have a terrible, nasty, mean dog. I have to get rid of him. I'm coming by with my terrible, nasty, mean dog." Now, Happy Slappy, the world's shittiest clown, has not put the tailgate up on his truck.
No.
Nope.
And he's driving recklessly, so poor Bud in the crate in the back of the truck, sliding to and fro as they drive down the road. And they start to drive up an incline, up a little hill, and Bud's crate gets closer and closer to the back of the truck, and eventually half of it goes over the tailgate, and Bud is teetering and teetering, and then
Finally falls out.
in the probably the greatest on-screen dog abuse in this movie, his crate falls out of the truck into the middle of the road, and then we hear "Mer, mer," and expecting the movie to end early.
well, then he
Yeah,
was gonna-
I thought
we
that
were-
was going to be like an Action USA thing where they just like plowed through that dog crate and then it exploded.
Yeah,
And then somebody's like, "Sorry about your dog."
Yeah, it was actually a
Drives
spin-off
off.
of like Angels in the Outfield.
Credits.
It was an angel dog playing
Well,
basketball.
Was it Cop Dog that killed the dog like in the first 20 minutes?
Oh,
and we
yeah.
were like, what the shit?
Yep.
So I thought that Airbud was going to come back and solve his own murder or something.
Right.
But yeah, no,
but no, this giant moving truck swerves out of the way and drives by.
Just
And
keeps
then-
driving.
Yeah, just.
and then a minivan slams on its brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
The
kind of
mom
thing.
hits
Yeah.
hits
Oh,
the
yeah.
crate.
She gently nudges the crate,
which opens the crate.
which opens the crate. Bud walks out of the crate. Mom is saying, "I'm sorry" to the child, and Bud is like, "Huh, okay, I guess I'm free." Walks over to the side of the road.
And the kid
The
locks
kid
eyes
sees-
with him. Is like, oh,
Yeah.
a cool dog.
Yeah, it's a clown dog.
Yeah.
Cool, clown dog. And Mom just drives the fuck off. This is the first, but not the last time that a member of this family will abandon Airbud somewhere.
Yeah.
Poor, sweet, innocent Airbud.
It's a theme.
So,
Airbud starts walking the earth.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Airbud is like now lives on walking the earth, and we follow this family home. They're moving to this town, this shitty town where no one stops for dogs on the side of the road.
But everything else is possible.
Yeah, yeah, that's like their town slogan or whatever. And she's basically monologuing that she's gotten a job at America's second largest napkin manufacturer.
third largest.
Third
napkin
largest.
manufacturer.
Oh, sorry.
They've got a contract with Venezuela.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's working for a napkin company, and they have this really large, nice house that they're moving into. So that's where it was them driving to the town for the first time, and it's just a lot of like, it's all your standard like family movie cliches. Like they're moving to a new place. Dad's dead. He was a test pilot, and he's dead. He's been dead for about a year, and kid's sad because dead dad and all, and he's just not really talking or anything. And
Yeah.
she's having a meeting with like his soon to be future principal, and it's basically saying like, I mean, we're seeing it like from the perspective of the kid, which is like he can hear literally everything, and she's just like, yeah, ever since his dad died, like he's just not talking very much, so he's gonna have a hard time making friends. Not because he's not friendly, it's just dead dad and all, and
yeah.
and then it's like, okay, well, what about an instrument? Maybe you should, we have a pretty good band, and yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I played flute when I was in whatever band camp or whatever, and
Yeah, and this just cuts to him in band with a trombone,
yeah, trying,
sucking.
but he's blowing.
Yeah, and the band leader's just like, no.
Yeah, he's like, blow harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not that hard.
Blow slower.
Well, he eventually like blows the slide
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
trombone.
What a tromboner.
And everyone laughs at him. Haha, you suck at band on your first day, new kid. Haha,
Yeah.
fuck you.
They also have him sitting in the middle
Oh,
of
yeah.
the class, like right up front, and it's just like everybody focused on him learning trombone for the very first
For
time.
the first time ever.
I think
That's a great way to encourage success in children.
only because we've just recently seen it. There are much worse scenarios of new kid at school as far as things going horribly wrong. We just watched that last week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe. But like they're being assholes, but not like as bad as they could be. They're just all like new kid.
Yeah. Yes, they're
But I
They're not
think it's
terrible.
his first day. Like he hasn't even like gone home yet. It's also like he's trying out for band, and they're like, "You suck." And then like there's also like basketball tryouts that afternoon, and we've seen his room is full of basketball paraphernalia. And
he likes
And
basketball.
he used to play basketball with his dad
Sure.
before his dad
Well-
unceremoniously crashed his test plane into the ground.
Look, we've seen a photo of the kid on dad's shoulders dunking the ball. That doesn't mean he plays basketball. And as we come to
Well, no,
find out,
she said in the meeting with the principal, he used to play basketball with his dad.
well, mom didn't know what the fuck because dad was just like,
Mom's
okay,
kind of
Billy.
Mom's kind of oblivious. She almost murdered a dog in a crate, a
Yeah.
large crate on the middle of the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good
But
thing
yeah,
she's
so-
driving around two children.
But he
'Cause,
sees
yeah, he's
the-
got a younger sister who's like in a car seat, but like can kind of sort of talk.
that kid has no
bearing to this movie.
just no weight in this movie at all. That kid means nothing.
Nope.
But
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he sees the basketball tryouts and is like, cool, I want to do that.
And he just sits on the bench. Like all these kids are like, oh yeah, we had an almost championship team last year. 5 of our starters are returning. We just need to fill out the rest of the team.
The coach basically comes in and says, look, all our good players are back. We've got like a slot. All you scrubs are going to try out for it. And he just doesn't
Yeah,
try
he
out
doesn't
for
even,
it.
He doesn't even try. He just sits there.
Yeah.
And then the coach is like, hey, you want to be like team manager, water boy guy?
And he's like, yeah, but... And then he's like, good,
He
you're
doesn't
hired.
even let him answer.
Yeah. He's just like, be here 10 hours early and
He
you
just
leave 10 hours
commands
late.
him to
Yeah.
start doing
Well,
this.
he says your start time is like Thursday afternoon. It's like, when? Like, you're
yeah.
supposed to be here before the team?
This, honestly, I think is a good move by the coach. It's like, oh, here's the new kid. He obviously wants to be involved with basketball.
No,
Let-
this coach was just using that child.
Well, this was maybe an unintended good move by the coach.
Yeah.
Because
Because
like,
coach is a piece of shit.
yes, because the kid obviously wants to be involved with basketball, but he's shy. Let's get him involved with something. Maybe he doesn't have to be on the court.
Yeah, basketball
Basketball
adjacent.
adjacent.
But from a shitty coach perspective, what he was probably trying to do is like, this is the kid that's going to get picked on anyway, so it will build team morale if we all pick on the water boy.
Yeah.
And it's this shithead kid who doesn't say anything or even bother trying out.
Yeah,
I'm saying from shitty coach perspective,
Yes,
that's probably what
absolutely.
he was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like he doesn't even try out, and I guess he's team manager now with no tryout because no one wants to do that job.
Yeah.
He's just walking home and walks by an abandoned church. And is like, this looks like an interesting place to look, and he just starts poking around and basically finds that there's an old abandoned basketball court out behind this church,
Yep.
and just kind of
They paved over the graves. to
Opens
build
up
a
his
basketball.
backpack And the only thing in it is his basketball.
Yeah, his big Harlem Globetrotters basketball.
Yep. And he takes a shot, and this is the first reveal that, he fucking sucks at basketball.
Well,
He doesn't just kind of miss. He just like wails it against the backboard.
Oh, he's fucking terrible. He's offensively bad at basketball.
I think, let me posit that his crushing sadness and depression from losing his father to a tragic test pilot accident and then having to move to Ferndale with his napkin mom and his mom almost murdering a dog, that may have an impact on his performance because when he becomes happy again, he apparently can play some.
Well, yeah,
some
because
ball.
he bounces the ball into the wood, into the shrubbery. This place is all like grown up. And
Yeah,
everything.
he bricks the fuck out of
Yeah,
those.
he does.
Like those first 5 shots he takes are just fucking
And
bricks.
The shrubbery rustles, and then he's like,
Russell Madness.
Then he's like, "What is this?" And he kind of retrieves like a bit of the clown costume, and then the ball comes rolling back. We don't. It's Buddy, obviously, but we don't see him this first time.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that.
It could
yes.
be anything.
What could it be?
It could be, but he takes this like scrap of the clothing home that he finds in the twigs, and then
Puts
takes
it under his pillow.
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing, kid?
It is weird.
it's a little weird. But yeah, so like he's just like, well, that's weird, and it goes back, the next day, and now his plan is he's come armed with snack packs.
Yeah.
He's going to lure whatever's in there with and with snack packs out. So he just sets
He's
up.
seen
He
E.T..
he sets out a snack pack, or is it just one?
It's
or-
just one to start, yeah.
just one to start. But yeah, he leaves one snack pack out there and just kind of waits, and then dirty ass Airbud. Like, I'm just saying, this dog is fucking filthy at this point.
Yeah.
He comes out and this is like,
That
oof.
dog's been living on the street in a fucking clown costume.
Yeah.
That dog's seen shit.
Given-
that dog's done
giving
shit.
hand jobs for snack
Yeah,
packs.
yeah. That dog is really. That dog's been through a lot since.
I guess it'd be paw jobs.
Yeah,
really.
since-
I mean, it's not. They don't have hands.
But yeah, since the mom unceremoniously shattered his crate and set him free into the world,
Yeah.
a world of sin and darkness.
Right.
But here he emerges onto
Yeah.
a basketball court
He does.
to eat a snack pack.
He does, yeah.
Then he enjoys the snack pack.
He does.
He enjoys the shit out of that. Snack
And the kid's just like goes to try to pet him. He's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Because this kid obviously has never had a dog.
Nope.
Doesn't know how to deal with him because he's coming at him from over top, which is like a dominance thing you shouldn't
over
do.
the top.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, you got to hold your hand, let him sniff the back of your hand. It's the most docile way you can do it.
And Buddy's like, nope.
Back
I've
to the
seen
woods.
some shit.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no more snack packs, I'm out.
So, cut to next day. Now he has a plethora of snack packs and leaves them out in like a trail.
Yes.
And basically, he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, snack pack."
Do you know what they plethora is?
Yeah, it's like more than a little. It's almost too much, actually.
Yep.
Um,
Buddy eats all the snack
yeah, he
packs.
does, and eventually comes all the way out, and is like, "Oh, he's trying to pet him again," and he's just like, he notices that he looks at the ball. He's also like knocked down one section of the fence in the
Yeah,
back
this
of
little shithead kid knocked the fence down.
Yeah.
which is just like right on this nice, beautiful, picturesque
Well,
lake.
because so he raked like all the shit off the court, and well, he's gonna paint it later. But yeah, he knocks down the fence and is just like, oh look, nature.
And this has no bearing on anything.
No.
It's just
It's a bad idea considering how much he misses. Like,
Yeah.
you probably need
No,
that
it's
fence.
foreshadowing for where he's going to leave Airbud later.
Oh, he
Oh,
saw
okay.
the island from
Oh,
there.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, he knocks down this fence, and then like he notices that he's still trying to get to Buddy, but he won't really like respond. But he notices he's like got his eyes kind of locked on the ball. He's like, "What? You like this?" And he starts like,
Yeah. Well, he pulls like the deteriorated clown costume off of Buddy, and then he's like moving the ball back and forth, and he's like, "Oh, the dog likes this ball," and just kind of like bounces it, and the dog pops it with his nose, and he's just like, "Oh my God, you're the greatest! Yay!" And then they just run up and down the court doing
and then
that.
they become friends.
Yeah.
And he's just like, then he sneaks the dog home.
Takes the dog home, and it's a comical "Let's clean this dog" montage.
They have like 47 different things of shampoo in this bathtub for some reason.
Yeah.
children are stupid.
Well, I just mean like, why do they have that much shampoo in their house? And it's all different kinds.
It's
like,
a lot of shampoo.
Was like, she just like
They stopped at a lot of hotels on the way out
Yeah.
to Spokane.
These were full size bottles though. I mean,
nice hotels.
Hey.
oh right, I forgot about all that fat napkin money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She was working for the number 3 napkin factory
she's-
in the United
Yeah,
States.
She was sitting in
Yeah.
the nap of luxury.
Yeah. They were selling to Venezuela
Oh, they went to Napa Valley.
back when Venezuela would buy napkins.
Yeah.
Right.
But now,
Now Venezuela's
now
not allowed to buy
communism.
napkins.
It's
Yeah.
not going to happen there anymore.
No.
I've heard it's the worst place on earth.
napkins. No tiene
No
napkins.
napkins. So anyway,
Right.
Did they have Nazis? I thought they were Nazis in there. Argentina, not communist.
Argentina, not Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, Venezuela. Okay.
Different.
Totally different place.
Sorry. I'm American. We don't know our geography.
Yeah. But he washes Buddy.
He does.
Buddy's clean.
And he's trying to like keep him upstairs while he's trying to get him clean before Mom comes home at 5 o'clock. Which, what the fuck kind of weird shift are you working in the napkin factory, Mom?
I know.
Napkins start early, man.
I guess so. Yeah.
But
the
this
early
also
bird gets the
gets the napkin.
napkin.
Yeah.
Gets the fat napkin money.
Yeah.
But this also continues the trend of humans like lose their equilibrium around Air Bud when he gets excited.
Yes.
Because like the clown, in the opening scene just destroys a house.
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. And Josh, like as soon as he gets Air Bud into the tub, he's like, falling in the tub and then just splashing around and just thrashing, and it's like,
I think he was splishing and splashing. Because that's the
oh yes, they were
on the,
playing.
Yeah.
on the nose, the needle drop that they had.
Boy, is it.
And I don't even think it's the original one.
Oh,
It's
it wasn't.
No,
No,
totally
no.
not. No.
It's one of those shitty cover ones that you
that
hear
was-
on like
that
a
was-
Cialis
I think,
commercial.
I think
or
that was
something.
Bobby McDarren is who played that.
But yeah, so Buddy's clean.
So he tells Buddy to stay where he is.
Yeah.
And Mom comes
'Cause
home.
Mom's home.
He did lure him into the tub with like 6 cans of SpaghettiOs.
He lured him to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then lured him into the tub with the basketball.
Right.
So gets him clean. Like dries him off with a hair dryer.
First with a
and
hair
then
dryer.
dries him off with a
Leaf blower.
gas-powered leaf blower. Yeah. Which ends up hilarious because it gets the dog lips flapping and he looks silly.
Poor
Then he's
Buddy.
like, okay, stay here. Mom's home. And does he set the basketball down? Something happens in the basketball.
The basketball is like on the bed, and he knocks it over and is pushing it down the hallway.
Right, and it rolls to the edge of the stairs. Meanwhile, is his name actually Billy? I forgot.
No,
No,
it's
it's Josh.
Josh. Okay.
Josh.
Billy is just
Josh.
easier to say.
Meanwhile, Billy is downstairs trying to convince his mom.
Every child in every movie that we watch
Right.
is named Billy.
Billy.
Even that
So he's
little
like,
girl, Billy.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, Mom, you remember when I had that hamster? And she's like, do you want another hamster, Billy? I'll get you another hamster. He's like, no. I was thinking something bigger or something.
Yeah. And he's just being a kiss ass too. He's being a little Eddie.
Yeah, do you want to
help?
want help with the groceries? Blah, 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 blah.
And even the mom and the little girl, like the little girl doesn't ever say anything in this except like he walks away for a moment, and then she's like, "What's up with him?" or something,
Yeah.
like says something like
what's
that.
up with Billy?
Yeah. But like, he's just trying to butter her up, and then like, yeah,
And then Airbud's at the top of the stairs looking at that ball like, I'm going to fuck that ball up. Ball is life, yo. And I guess he runs up and...
Well, the ball is like teetering on the edge of the top of the step, and it goes over and then starts bouncing down the
Yeah.
stairs. And he's like, "Oh, fuck yeah,
It's
ball."
on.
And so, of course, Mom has been like painting, but of course has just left open paint cans everywhere.
Right. And a giant
which means
tub
you have
of...
dried out paint
Right.
immediately.
Yeah.
And a giant tub of wallpaper paste that is
Yeah.
precariously balanced on a board on 2 ladders. So
Oh, yeah.
you see that, you know it's going all over everywhere.
Yeah. But it's just ball bouncing
Yeah, but
shenanigans.
that
and
paint would have been dried out.
Yeah.
For sure.
No
The
lids.
paste as well, but...
Yes. But yeah, the
Yeah.
ball's bouncing everywhere. The dog's trying to get it, knocking over paint and
It,
ladders.
it just
and,
becomes your standard like Rube Goldberg dog, just hijinks in a kids movie.
and everyone's just like, "What's happening? Why is the thing?" And then,
And at the very end, he knocks the ladders with the wallpaper paste a certain way, and the wallpaper paste slides down the board and then dumps over onto Buddy. And Buddy's like, "Did I do that?"
yeah, they douse this dog with glue,
Poor
and then
dog.
the dog is just like, "Oh hell no," and shakes it off. And then there's just glue
Just
flying.
bukkakis the entire room.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a glue cocky.
Bukkakis the entire... There you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So that mother and her son get coated.
Yep, absolutely. Just
all
slap a
over the
Brazzers
face,
label on the bottom
just
right-hand corner.
in
and
their hair. It's
Yep.
And she like
It's
takes
really-
her
it's-
finger and like rubs it
Yeah.
a little bit and looks at it.
Yeah.
She's like,
Man, I hadn't thought of your dad in a long time.
"Oh, this is why we're
This is a
rated-"
children's movie.
Yeah.
But this is an adults podcast.
yeah, exactly. We put labels
100%.
all over this. Like, you think some kids just like, oh.
We're explicit on iTunes, so that we can say fuck and talk about glukaki. Those are the main reasons.
Fair enough, you guys.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Bing.
So yeah, that just becomes like okay, come on, Mom, let me just keep him for a week. And she's like, no, that dog belongs to somebody. He's like, 2 weeks then. And she's like, no. And
Well, he goes 3, she says 2, and he's like, how about until Christmas? That's like 2 weeks and a couple days.
there has been zero indication that Christmas is about to arrive, and Christmas comes and goes in this movie so fast. It's like,
And aren't they in the Pacific Northwest?
yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't it snow there?
it's always 45 degrees.
Is that why he's always wearing 45 jackets?
Yes.
know.
Those are the only indications that it's any time of year. Jackets, and there's a couple points where you can see people's breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas scene.
Strangely, there is that certain latitude. Like Maine is like that too. Like you would think Maine, okay, as soon as it's like September, snow, but it's not. Like there's long periods where they don't have snow. It's just cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Is it more rainy in Maine?
It might be on the planey.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's in España.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
Are we all from Barcelona now?
No, I'm from Ibiza.
Ibiza.
So Buddy has the kid went and got him a refrigerator box, and that was his home in the backyard for a little while. But he doesn't stay in the backyard. He will
Yeah.
just bust
His
open
mom-
the fence.
His
and-
mom says he has to stay in the yard,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's always busting out and climbing up on the roof to jump in the kid's window.
Yeah.
And also in the morning when the newspaper guy casually drops the newspaper on their driveway.
The worst
like
newspaper
a fucking
boy.
rookie. Buddy runs out and grabs the newspaper and hides it.
Yep. And so there are like 4 scenes where the mom comes out and looks for the newspaper. She's
Yeah.
like,
Where's the newspaper? I don't know. What? This is,
We don't have internet yet. What
I
the
don't know
fuck am I
what's
supposed to do? I can't wait till
happening in
6 o'clock for
the-
the news.
World, I don't know. Because the neighbor comes out at one point. He's like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, I don't know.
get one of those free
tell
AOL
me.
discs, pop it in your 1997 laptop.
Yeah.
And
The kid's got a laptop.
kid's got a laptop.
Yeah, living on that fat napkin money.
Yeah, right. She could afford maybe
Yeah. Get an iMac.
a few hours of AOL a month.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Get in them chat rooms.
Yeah, but yeah, the dog
She
has
has a new
GSL.
husband.
the dog has this weird like they're all right. So they have like one of those like lattice arch things,
Yeah.
you know, like for vines and stuff to grow up. And that, and he it's one of those roofs where it's like you have the window and there's a little bit of a ledge coming out of it. So he uses the roof to get like all the way down to a certain point, jumps down this like to this lattice arch, then like onto the hood of the car and then to the ground. And
Yeah.
that's his secret path for getting in and out. So.
And then later he just climbs up the lattice to get on the roof, and the dog is actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like this is impressive.
dog stunts.
Yeah,
It's a good boy.
Done.
he is a good boy.
But yeah, what happens now?
There's basketballing. The kid, because he's the team manager, which means he's just has to do everything. Kid has
he's doing laundry.
yeah, he's doing laundry, and he finally like kind of meets the janitor, even though he's seen
He's
janitor
seen
a
the
bunch.
janitor from afar doing.
Excuse me, that
janitor
man
things.
is an engineer.
Yeah.
It said it on
Oh,
his door.
Sorry,
But yeah, Bill Cobb is an engineer.
right.
I believe they called him janitor.
Well, his door said engineer, so
Well.
he had loftier titles on his door.
Yeah.
But anyway, this kid just
It's
wanders
a
into this,
sanitation engineer.
he just wanders into this dude's office and starts poking around his shit because that's what kids do.
Yep.
And goes in some locker and it's like he's got basketball memorabilia. He's got some Knicks jerseys and eventually like sees a name, like a basketball card
Yeah.
or something like that.
And he's like, oh, but then dude comes in.
well, I guess he knew his name because he's janitor or whatever, but or engineer.
Hi, I'm janitor. Whatever.
But he goes home and of course because he's a big fucking nerd, he's got a shoebox full of like
Old
No,
tiny
no,
baseball.
it's
basketball
they're
cards.
his dad's basketball
Okay.
cards
Well, his
because it
dad
said
is-
his dad's name, which is Andy Crashes a lot, or
yeah.
whatever Fram.
Yeah, Fram.
Yeah.
The-
Should have changed his air filter.
The air filter makers.
and then he would have
Yeah.
crashed.
The air filtered him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. His air was like, not you, sir.
Wow.
Get to the ground.
Jesus.
We spent an
I know.
hour and a half making dark ass jokes about this kid's poor father who died in a horrible training
Yeah.
accident or whatever. Some of them are going to slip through.
Oh, what if somebody told him that he's going to get through it? And you were like, just like your dad's had through the cockpit of his plane. Oh, that was really good.
So bad. You shouldn't have done that.
Nah.
But we did, and it was
Yeah, we
hilarious.
did.
But
Yeah, we're fucked up people.
Yeah,
but anyway,
he did.
yeah,
but yeah, he sees this guy and he's like, oh hey, he actually doesn't say anything now. He just
Looks at him.
This first like interaction, he's like, better use cold water. And I thought this was going to come back as like he's going to shrink the dickheads.
Yeah, do a prank on them.
Yeah,
but
like he was going to shrink the
like that
dickheads.
Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
he just
But
teaches
no.
him to use cold water and your clothes won't shrink.
Air
you know?
Bud is above those hijinks.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Their
Air Bud.
hijinks
This is
involve people losing
this is
control
a
of the
kid. Yeah,
equilibrium.
he's not Airbud.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Airbud's
Airbud
probably,
the movie is
No,
above
the
those
movie
hijinks.
itself.
Oh, okay.
Arthur Chaney is
Yes, Arthur Chaney.
yeah.
Right.
Man,
But yeah, he just, that's his first interaction with this guy. And then, like, he goes home and digs through his dad's basketball cards. He's like,
No
"There,
way.
Arthur Cheney,
number
New
9 for
New
the
York
Knicks.
Knickerbocker.
Yeah,
Knockbockers." You got to say the whole name when they're that old. You know?
they are.
But yeah, he goes to them, like, the next day. He's, like, working on something. And he's just, like, just trying to pass it up, like, through a grate. He's
Yeah.
like, "Can you sign this?" And he's like, "Why? You think that's me?" It's
He's like, that ain't me.
"Yeah, that guy's dead.
That guy's dead.
He's been dead." And this guy's basically just Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
Okay, never mind.
sorry, take my shitty card back.
And about this time, I think it's time, like, it's the first, like, actual game. Does he make the team yet?
No,
No.
wait,
No.
no. What happens is that the coach is talking to the Knicks player, and he's just like something. I don't know. Something happened. Kid flunked out or something. They had two spots.
I think
open.
somebody moved.
Okay. Yeah. Well, two spots opened up on the team. So he was like, "Do you know which kids' lockers are which? I want you to put this secret invitation in their locker."
Yeah. Coach's secret tryout meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the kid has seen him shooting hoops in the basketball court, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's him. And at some point, they have some like brief conversation where the guy's like, "Why are you doing this to yourself? Like, why are you letting him do that to you? Why are you doing all this?" And the kid's like, "I don't know. I have a dog." And he's like, "All right."
It's good reasoning. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the coach has told him to put like secret invitations in the lockers, and he goes and puts one in this kid's locker. So they have the tryouts, and all the scrub kids show up to try out, and he shows up too. And they're like, "Hey, we don't need the manager here. Get out of here."
Well,
you
the coach
dumb-"
is literally like, "No, you weren't invited."
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Well, this was in my locker." He's like, "Well, it shouldn't have been."
Yeah, that was a
Get out.
mistake.
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah.
And actually,
We've actually never seen you play basketball.
Yes.
But we just infer that
Yeah.
you suck.
You
Right.
totally suck. And he's like, "Well,
and to be fair, everything that we'd seen of him playing basketball, he sucked.
Yeah,
He got better when the
actually
dog showed
sucked.
up.
He did get better when he started to get happier.
yeah," because they like painted the court at the church and are playing basketball and everything. But the kid is like, "Well, what if I don't know, tried out anyway?" And the coach was like, "Oh God, you got
Well,
me
no,
with
one
your
of
logic."
the one of the shitty kids
Yeah.
from the team is like one of the kids we thought was shitty from the team is like, why don't you just let him try out?
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
sucks. So, and
No,
the coach is like,
It
if
wasn't.
you,
It wasn't the shitty one. He's the one
It
that
was-
would be his friend, the one with the
Right.
terrible.
But
one
at
that
bullet.
we
first,
thought
yeah,
we-
but at
was a
first
shitty
he's
kid,
like,
yeah.
the kid with that haircut's got to be shitty.
yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
And the coach is like, you better not slow my practice down or you're out. Okay, so let's go.
Yeah.
And it turns out he has magically unsucked at basketball.
Because
at
he
least
has
enough to make the team.
he has the power of Buddy.
Correct.
Because Buddy has given him basketball life.
Yeah, but they go play
Right.
their first game, and it's like it seems like it's just there's a lot of like made up pressure in this. Like first off,
Yeah.
this is like junior high school, and they have a locker room, which just seems weird in and of itself. I guess to me, I suppose.
Well, I mean, we had locker rooms in
But like
middle
full on,
school.
like I mean, this feels like at least a high school, if not college level locker room. I'm just like they're hanging out before the game, like trying to psych themselves up because he and shit haircut kid are basically like, he's like, "Yeah, welcome to the team." It's like you might need this. It's a really important game, and he hands him like this orange peel,
Yeah.
like this dried out orange peel that he had in his sock, and he's like, "That's not just any orange peel. Like Scottie Pippen dropped this orange peel after a game, when he played the Sonics." Or yeah, I guess they're saying they're somewhere near Seattle.
yeah.
But like, and he's like, "Don't worry, I've got this." Like,
Yeah,
it's like an apple
Billy's
core.
like, I don't want to take your only magic orange peel, and shitty bowl cut kid is like, that's
worry,
fine. I
I
have
got
this apple core
core from
that I got out of
Sean
Sean Kemp's garbage.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just have these like weird superstitions and shit, and so they go have their first game. He doesn't. I don't think he even plays this game.
He's on the bench for
he's
most
on the bench
of it
but,
until
yeah.
like one kid fouls out or something.
I think he doesn't play this first game at all. I think he just rides the bench. But like basically, the shitty haircut kid like gets a pass like thrown at him and just kind of like bobbles it and gets it stolen. That's the main thing to take away from this, and
Yes.
they end up losing the game because the coach is like you're not going to drop a ball like that again.
Oh, is this a game where
I think this is the game where
this
he
is a
has
game
the
where
last
he
shot.
Gets, he gets put in for somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for shitty bowl cut kid.
And he's like,
And
got the ball in the last 3 seconds.
Yeah, and he steps back to make a 3, and he just absolutely fucking airballs the
She
shit.
doesn't even hit the backboard.
No, it.
No.
Like he's like
It
3
sails-
feet left of the backboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't even close.
The coach was right.
Yeah.
Kill yourself.
But what happens after the game is that he goes back to the court, and they see that the coach is in there just chucking balls at the
That's
kid.
later
Wait a minute.
because Bud sees
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say.
No,
I think
the
that-
first game is where Bud shows up,
yeah,
isn't it?
And interrupts it and makes a shot.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the first game. That's so weird.
All right.
The
And
first-
yeah, because everyone loses motor control and they wreck the fucking
Yeah.
gym
Right.
To
trying
them-
to chase down
To
Air
them,
Bud.
it's just a dog running on the court, and they're like, "What's going on?" And anyway, he like runs all the way on the court, making all the refs run in everything,
Yeah.
knocking
Like-
over the Gatorade, the
refs
benches,
go through
everything.
the scoring table and through the journalism area or whatever.
Yes.
'Cause there's a journalism area,
There
yeah.
is, yes.
Yeah, we call it by its proper name here on the BMFcast,
Correct.
journalism area.
It's known as the Spanish table.
Yes.
Oh, the Spanish announcement.
Spanish
was-
announcement.
yes,
Yeah,
there
that's
it
good.
is.
That one's getting
Wrecked.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the tables get wrecked. All the cheerleaders are running after him.
Oh my God, the
Everybody's-
dog on the court, a dog
yeah,
on the court.
everybody's losing their goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Until like Billy remembers that the dog will get distracted by a basketball. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Bud, hey, here's the basketball," and he holds up the basketball, and Bud's like, "Mine," and jumps at it, but boops it into the goal.
Yeah.
And everybody loses their shit.
Yeah.
They're like, "Holy fuck, a dog that can play basketball like Michael Jordan. Exactly like Michael Jordan. This is the most amazing thing anyone on earth has ever seen."
Well,
That is basically the principle.
the principle
yeah,
is like
her
she-
reaction.
God, it's like I know there's a better like dog basketball pun to be made, but she doesn't even try because she's like
No.
that dog's basically like Michael Paw Jordan,
No, Michael Wolf Jordan.
Michael
Jordan.
Wolf Jordan or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
It's like
Did
she
Michael
just
Jordan have a
no,
middle?
no.
Air-
She just added wolf
Air
in the middle
was
of
this
there.
in the middle.
Yeah. She's like,
His
Michael-
middle name's Jeffrey,
Oh,
not Woof.
Wolfrey.
Michael Wolfrey Jordan. Yeah, she was a big Michael Jordan fan, big
Yeah.
Bulls fan.
I just feel like of all the basketball players that were famous throughout time, you could make a better dog pun.
Yes.
I'm struggling right now because I
Sure.
can't think of any, but I mean, there's got to be somebody.
Michael
Larry Bark. I mean, it's something. It'd be better.
Jordan receiver. I don't. Jordan receiver. I don't know anything. That is better than Michael Wolf Jordan.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
Charles Barkley.
There you
Come
go.
on, fuck it, it's right there in
Well.
front of us.
Well,
Jesus, it was right there.
I even knew somebody whose dog was named Charles Barkley. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's a good name for a dog.
It's a fucking great name for the dog.
Yeah, come on, much better joke, lady. Anyway,
But anyway, yeah, she's
she's like,
super
oh yeah,
excited.
she's immediately like, oh, he's got to be like the team mascot. We're gonna use him for the next pep rally or something.
Well,
and that's when the
that's-
dog's like, what, huh, what, and like, yeah, his abuse sense goes off because he just takes off running again, and they runs them. They're all like, where's he going? And they all run back to the gym to catch shithead coach. Just
Well, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
before that happens, they have the end of the game where they're 2 points down. Billy gets the ball
Right.
and airballs the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Then after the game, she's like, Michael Wolf Jordan. Some more stupid shit from Principal Pepper. And then Airbud's abuse sense, his PTSD
yeah.
Batman orphan sense goes off. And
He
I
runs
guess he
towards-
kind of technically is an orphan. That's why his sense,
Yeah.
okay. His
All
orphan
makes
vision.
sense.
He runs to the court.
I mean, we don't know this
Basically.
like, if his dog parents are dead. I mean, they are given his age.
To him,
that we
they
know.
are.
I mean, you don't. Do you have to be? Do your parents
Oh,
have
true.
to be
No, I
dead
guess
for,
they have to be
you to be an
abandoned.
orphan? He was abandoned.
Well, I mean, I mean, for the legal definition of orphan, I just don't know what point you get orphan
I'm
vision.
looking it up. Computer, define orphan.
This
gotta-
is for science.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's important.
But anyway,
I mean, to be orphaned is literally
Anyway,
just be abandoned.
He detects the coach just beaning the kid
Yeah.
with the shitty bowl haircut.
yeah. To the point where the kid has a bloody nose.
He's like, "You're never gonna drop a pass again. You're
Yeah.
gonna do this." And he's just wailing him
Yeah.
at this kid.
And of course, the principal's there and just like, we need to talk.
Yeah, this
And
no.
basically, we never see this guy again after this scene because it's like he's been fired, and I think the implication is that we've seen like of course the asshole kid has an asshole dad who's just like, get better, son.
Yeah.
Everything, all my broken dreams are resting on you.
Yes.
And
yeah,
like,
he's also every little league parent,
Right.
Because he's also like, why'd you take my kid out of the game?
right.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't happen yet, but like
Yeah.
I think they're going to make him interim coach.
That's what it's. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
having like
yeah.
a locker room meeting.
Well, no, it's just it's the principal. He goes to see the principal, and like she's just like, yeah, we're making Mr. Willingham or whatever the hell his name is, like interim. Actually, God, that is.
It is. Good job, Willingham.
Wow.
It is. That's right. Important-
I did read the cast. I just can't believe that stuck. But yeah, he's like, may I make a suggestion? And yeah, of course we don't see it, but he's
At
about
first,
to-
we're like, make Air Bud the coach, obviously.
yeah, for sure.
But no.
Breaking orphan news. An orphan requires the parents to be dead.
Oh.
So
So if they just give you up, you're
yeah,
not an orphan.
You're not an orphan. I don't know what.
All right.
There's got to be another word for that. Anyhow, so he suggests
The engineer.
the engineer, Arthur Weasley.
Nope.
No,
Cheney.
Cheney. Arthur Cheney.
Yeah. So yeah,
Moses.
yeah, he's the new coach.
Moses supposes he's the new coaches.
Yep. And he just comes in and basically teaches them teamwork.
Yeah.
And
Here's
at the expense of the kid who thinks he's hot shit. Basically, it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you need to stop being a fuck.
Well, because he comes in and it's just like his first order is like he's trying to teach them basketball without basketball.
Right.
He's like trying to teach them teamwork through having a ghost basketball that doesn't actually exist. And of course, the asshole kid is just like, it's stupid. Give us a
Yeah.
real basketball. Can't wrap my head around these kind of concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Need ball.
Yeah.
How can I play ball without ball?
Yes.
That's a good.
Well
point.
said.
Yep. Yep. And so there's kind of a montage of like some games, and Buddy is now the halftime entertainment. And the first time that it's the halftime entertainment, it's like this big deal. There's a spotlight, and Billy takes Buddy out to center court or whatever.
I'm surprised. I'm honest to God surprised they didn't cop the Bulls intro for that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the lasers and
Yeah,
the
right.
The Emerson, Lake and Palmer song.
Yes. Yeah. So the first time they do it, the kid tosses the ball to Buddy, and Buddy doesn't do shit, and this ball just pops him in the face.
just bounces off his poor sweet head.
And everyone in the crowd is like, ugh, damn it. And then he's like, come on, buddy, get the ball. Come on, buddy, do the thing. Come on. You're embarrassing me, buddy.
Well, he says what I think is supposed to be like the running mantra of this is like, we're just playing here.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what this is about. Is like, don't take sports too seriously.
Right.
Have fun, play a game,
Yeah,
get good.
But also win
Yes.
Sort of, but
at any expense.
But this works. Buddy's like, yeah, sweet. So
yeah, just play, man. Gotcha.
tosses the ball and does it. And then there's a montage of games and doing the thing. And
Yeah, and then they start getting good. They come close to winning state or whatever final
They get-
things.
Better.
Yeah.
yeah, they do. But the problem is that there has now been news coverage of the halftime show of Buddy dunking or putting the ball in the goal. And so Michael Jeter happens to catch this and is like, wait, what? That's my dog.
Yep.
Now that he sees dollar signs,
Yeah.
he's like,
Well, and
hey,
Chris,
look.
like Christmas is come and gone. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and
It's
also
just
for
zooms by.
Christmas she officially like put a bow on Buddy and was like, he's your dog now.
Yeah.
The kid like wakes up and Buddy's not there and he's freaking out and he runs downstairs and they're all just sitting there by the tree like, hey, Billy. And he's like, oh my God, yay.
Yay.
And they have put tinsel and shit on this dog and this dog is just like, kill me. I want to die.
Well,
I don't care for this. But yeah, so all that's happened. But anyway, so Michael Jeter shows back up and he just shows up at the house and he's like,
Yeah, he
here's
basically
the-
just barges into like his mom like doing laundry outside, like hanging up
Yeah.
clothes or something. And it's just like, I have papers. That's my dog. His
Yeah.
name's and he looks over. And there's like a blue can of paint. He's like, Blue. That's my dog, Blue. And it's
she's
like, you better
well,
give it to me. And
checks out.
if you
Billy,
tried this shit in Florida, you would be shot to death.
Well, if you try anything in Florida,
Yes.
that's what happens. But yeah,
But he
so-
just barges into the backyard
I know.
where mom is gardening, like startles her.
none of which of that was a euphemism.
Right, right.
Yeah, no.
That all sounded like it, but
Mom is gardening.
Yeah, but he drags the dog away.
Yep.
And Billy
The dog
predictably
growls at him.
is-
The
well,
dog's
Billy
like,
Billy shows up after the fact and is just like, "What's going on?" And that's my dog, Blue. Give him to me. And
Yep.
the dog's "Arr."
That
and
dog
he's
doesn't
like
you.
violently throwing the dog into the cage and like slamming it shut.
Oh, and man, he does the most evil thing ever at the very end, which is just like, "Hey kid, let me know when your birthday is. We'll give you a discount on the clown the Hound Show.
Here's my card.
It's like, man, fuck you.
Also, this, like, mom has been absolutely 100% spineless in this.
Sure.
She doesn't stand up for the dog, doesn't stand up for the kid. She's just like, oh, yeah, okay, that's your dog. She doesn't even
You
look
got
at the papers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the papers, how can you even prove it?
Yeah.
It's a golden retriever, like we've covered earlier. They look the same.
They are
All
all
of them.
100% because of interbreeding. They're all 100% identical DNA. They all look the same.
They just
all
come off
act
an
the
assembly
same.
line.
Yeah.
They're the same dog.
Every golden retriever is the same as every other golden retriever.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Literally.
That's why those unfortunate later Buddies movies, they could just sub in more Buddies.
Right.
When the first batch died.
Well, that's why they could sub in a new Air Bud after this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So basically, the kid tracks down where Clowny McClown lives, and
Probably just smelled. He stick his head in the air and
Yeah.
smell. 'Cause
I think he just accidentally comes upon it.
no, he has the business.
Oh, no, he
card.
has the
Yeah,
business
yeah.
card. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
and
The guy's shittiness came back to haunt him.
yeah, and he's got Buddy chained up in the backyard in the mud.
Yep.
Muddy.
Mud Bud.
Mudbud.
Mud Bud.
Oh no. Oh no, the origin starts here.
it does, because I believe Mudbud is the one who's actually the offspring of the original Air Bud.
I think they all are.
No, I think that one specifically, and the other ones just came out. I'm pretty sure we looked this. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Don't
we'll
look
get
at me
there,
like
don't
I'm
worry.
fucking crazy.
No,
So
we'll get
the-
we
there.
are
had
you
this
saying the
conversation.
other ones are Bud's bastards?
I'm saying that they're
And,
like
like,
they're
ooh, Bud's
actually they're
bastards.
actually friends of like other friends.
Oh,
I'm pretty
just neighbors.
I'm just pretty sure that when we first started doing Buddies movies, we read that like, oh, Mudbud is actually the
All right.
true offspring of Airbud. The other ones were just like joining the party.
I'll look it up. No worry.
So anyway, he sees Buddy in the backyard, and he's like, "Buddy," and Buddy's like, "Oh my God, sweet freedom, come get me!" And kind of doesn't realize that he's chained up because he keeps like doing the Mike Myers sketch thing where he's running full speed and then just like just gets yoinked back. But Buddy's just barking his head off, like, "Oh my God, you're here! Oh my God! Oh my God!"
And Michael Jeter is like on the phone, like trying to book things with the dog. He's just like
He's like, "What?
Yeah.
A beer commercial? No, we have ethics. How much for the beer commercial?
a beer.
Really?
He's saying he doesn't like the beer commercial, despite he has a literal can of like shitty beers.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I don't know who he's trying to impress with that little spiel, but
I don't know. But then
he,
he's like,
he ends it by saying,
Oprah?
"Well, how much?"
Does Oprah like dogs?
Yeah, he's just however I can get on TV.
We'll
is
do
what-
the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I mean, really should be on like the David Letterman show, with stupid pet tricks.
Well,
But
that's where Buddy came from.
okay.
That's how he became famous.
I'm saying, but the Tonight Show don't give a fuck about.
No,
your
I know,
dog.
I
I'm
know that
saying go on
it's
David
it's
Letterman.
weird they don't acknowledge that.
Oh.
But so the kid just hops the fence and starts trying to unchain the dog, which of course Michael Jeter's like, "Hey, that's my dog," and so a chase ensues. He doesn't quite get the dog unchained, but it like flips the top off a pipe, which kind of bursts.
Mm-hmm.
And so Michael Jeter runs out, and again, physics are broken where he's just sliding and falling.
Oh, it's
and-
like he gets fire hosed by this like garden hose.
yeah, and just
broken
keeps
spigot.
somehow just landing to where his face is just getting just pelted, and then he slips again, and that just keeps happening. And like, but they try to get Buddy over the fence, and because he's still got pipe tied to the chain, that gets stuck on the fence, and then there's a tug of war with the chain, and then finally the kid's able to just get the collar off Buddy, and they're free.
Yeah, they go running.
Yeah.
But Michael Jeter hops in his shitty truck, rips the door off the hinges, and then like he's basically about to completely fuck this already fucked up truck anyway, because
Yeah.
he's just chasing them around the town, running into literally fucking everything.
Yep, just crashing as pieces of this truck continue to fall off.
Yep. Like the hood pops up at one point, so he's having to drive with his head out the side.
Yeah.
And he's just crashing through like the town
town
and
sign.
like somebody's picnic
Yeah.
and like rear ends another car that's parked or some shit. And just everything.
Eventually gets to a pier and goes off. Just
Well,
fuck-
the kid and the dog are running straight for the water taxi.
Yeah.
And he just like, oh no, I can't stop because I have
well,
no
the
brakes.
steering wheel flies
Yeah.
off, and he can't. He's literally out of control, and hits this pier and just launches into the water.
Also, pro tip out there, just in case you want to know. Like, first off, you have a second brake on every car, parking brake or emergency brake, and even worse than that, you have gears. Like, pop it if you're driving. Like, if you put it in reverse,
Yeah, kill
you're-
the headlights and put it in neutral.
Yeah, well, not even that. I'm saying like literally pop it in another gear because it will like your engine will go "Brr," and
Just turn in the direction of the skid.
Interesting pro tip. Modern cars, if you slam it into reverse, the transmission will not actually engage reverse. So it won't shred your transmission to death.
Yeah.
But you can downshift it into like 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying you.
Or just turn somewhere that's not
Well, he
like
had no
going to
steering wheel.
endanger. Well,
The
at
steering
that
wheel
point, yes.
flew off because he tries to grab.
Then you
Yeah.
then you just have to jump out.
I-
Pray you don't run yourself.
I just
over.
always hear these things about runaway cars. I'm like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to let a car like I don't know what to do? like, there's so many ways to stop a fucking car without killing you or somebody else.
Yeah, but this is
People
Michael
panic.
Jeter.
I suppose.
Slappy happy. He's
Slappy,
just
happy, drive
one of my
through
mild
happy.
little life pro tips.
Yeah,
There are
okay.
ways to stop a car.
good point.
Use the transmission. Kill it if you have to. It's
Emergency
better than
brake.
you. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the kid and Buddy are on a water taxi, and the water taxi takes them over to an island part of this area. And at first, you're like, "What's happening?" And you know,
They're going to live on this island together forever and be happy.
yep.
Yay.
And they
It's gonna
walk.
be an Isle of Dog.
They walk a little bit, and the kid pulls out a snack pack and gives it to him, and he's like,
Oh, he's already crying. You know what's about to
"Oh
happen.
yeah," and he's like, "Okay,
I know that
you're not gonna
you're
understand
going to be
this 'cause-
safe at home with me anymore because he's just going to keep coming back and trying to get you.
And he shoots Buddy in the head.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
He
end.
says, "If I can't have you, no one can."
Right.
I love you, bud.
Yeah. Turns out it's an old Yeller remake the entire time.
Yeah.
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 No,
but
He got,
but
rabies,
actually just-
rabies from the snack bag.
He actually just screams at Buddy.
he does the thing we make fun of all the time, which is just, get out of
outta
here.
here.
I don't want you anymore. Just go.
Yeah.
And Buddy's just
Buddy's
sitting there
like,
like,
Wait,
snack
why do you
pack?
make fun of that? That's how I've broken
yeah,
up with
and
every girl
all
ever.
Buddy hears is, all Buddy hears is snack pack, snack pack,
Yeah.
snack pack, snack pack, snack pack,
So
snack pack.
the kid,
SpaghettiOs.
the kid pulls out the basketball and he's like, okay, fine, we'll just play, buddy. Go get it. And he just launches this ball to the other side of the
Over the
island.
horizon.
Throws it over
Yeah.
a cliff.
And then he just books it and runs back to the water taxi.
The water taxi is waiting for this kid.
Yeah, like I want to
So
know
this
what
kid actually-
conversation
yeah.
he had with that guy.
Right. That kid, the guy driving the water taxi should be motoring that boat away from
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah, so
island.
not
As soon as
only
he
is-
sees the kid
Yeah.
coming back without the
You
dog.
deal with this kid.
Little Billy is shitty, but that water taxi guy,
Yeah, he was doing it for money.
shittier.
Yeah,
He knew what was going on.
yeah.
It's like, why were you singing Three Little Birds over there?
But yeah, he gets on the boat, and then the boat is going away.
Yep.
And Buddy just tries to swim after the boat,
Yep.
goes out, and then just like stops and stares and stares.
Yeah,
It's the one thing
And
that dog
stairs.
can't
well,
do
he
is swim.
goes in the water and then was like, oh, too far.
yeah.
And the dog was smart. He was like, I will die if I keep going.
Yep. And he goes back to the shore and is just standing there watching this boat leave. And it is good acting from this dog. Like, I know the dog doesn't understand what's going on, but the look on the dog's face is, you're abandoning me. What the shit?
They taught the dog to do something, and he did it well.
I guess.
So
But yeah, so, and then the kid is just like, all right, well, I guess that's that. Time to go play in the finals.
Oh, he's sad. He's sad.
Of course he's sad, but still.
can't be that sad
Um,
and be a monster like that.
in the interim before, like, from the playoffs to the final game, whatever, during that montage, whatever, the super cocky kid on the team got thrown off the team for being a shit.
Yep.
And so now it's time for the big game at the
Well,
end.
He didn't get thrown off the team. He got yanked out of the game, and that's when baseball dad was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
and then like he's like,
He's like, "Come
"Fine,
on,
we're
let-"
leaving."
Yeah. So they left, and come to find out when the final game starts is like they're down a player, and it's like, Coach, we don't have a good
No,
team.
The final game, they were down half their team because somebody got the chicken pox.
Yeah,
That's he was like,
yeah.
there was like 7 people on the team or 6.
Yeah, basically they're down to just, okay, these are the players.
The bare necessities.
Yeah.
They had like one alternate, and it's like,
Yeah. So when the other team comes out, Shitty Kid is now on that team because his dad moved to Spokane so he could be on that team, which just really, Dad, what in the fuck, guy? Like, just...
He went to the second largest napkin manufacturer, who happens to be located in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah. So anyway, that kid is on the other team now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, what? How are we going to win?
You're not.
Coach is just like, be a team. And they're down by like 20 points immediately.
oh yeah, it's pretty quick.
They
Yeah.
get wrecked.
And eventually 2 of them crash into each other and injure each other.
Yes.
After one fouled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of the 7 people, they're down to 4.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we don't have enough players. We're going to have to forfeit the entire game.
I do
Right.
like that before
Bold
this,
strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, before this happened, the kid who fouled out is just like, "We can't do it, coach. We just need to forfeit."
tired.
Forfeit the whole game, Coach.
Is he Patrick Warburton?
Yeah.
Just forfeit the entire game,
Okay.
coach.
Why don't you just let the dog play?
Well, suddenly.
Oh, also, Bill Cobb, unbeknownst to him, like cut Billy pretty deep when he walks in. He's like, "We're just a team. We're all one team. We're such a community here that like when one player gets a chicken box, half the team's out. It's like now we're just one team and one dog." And he's like, "Oh, too soon, Bill."
Yep. But so they're like, at their most dire moments, like, what are we going to do, coach? We can't do anything. And then over the door, the entryway to the arena, there comes
6'6" from North Carolina.
Michael Woof
Jordan.
Buddy runs in, and the kid's like, "Oh my God, yay!" And it's like it's never explained how this dog got off the island.
Nope.
No.
He's not wet. He's not.
He's fine.
Hopefully, that water
listen.
taxi guy went back and was like, "What
yeah,
the fuck?"
listen, we know how long Bud was on the streets before. Water
got
taxi
ways.
guy came back. He was
Oh,
like,
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got
he's
that
like,
paw job.
I know how to.
Yeah,
He's like,
I know how to get what I need.
yeah.
I'll give you a double
Give him a
paw job.
PJ?
I'll give you a double paw job if you give me a snack pack and a ride home.
So we figure Buddy's gonna run over to the kid and bite his face off.
Yeah,
As he should.
just go for
He
the neck.
deserves it.
Just go right for that jugular.
But because it's a kids movie, he just runs over. It's like, "Yay, we are reunited. Nothing bad just happened 5 minutes ago. Nothing
Nope.
bad at all." And then the coach is like, "Wait a minute."
I've got an idea.
I got an idea.
So
Of course, the dog has a jersey from being the halftime show.
His number's K9.
Yeah, and he just trots in wearing his little shoes.
yeah, they've
his
okay. So
little
yeah, they've
jersey.
got shoes for this dog. They've put shoes on him. We didn't mention this. They've made shoes. There's one bit
Oh,
where
those fucking
the
shoes.
kid's making shoes to put on him, and the dog just flings one off of his foot through like a window, and just looks at him like, "Nah, man, I'm not wearing your shoes." But yeah, eventually they have
Not
4
wearing your
little
slave clothes.
sneakers for this dog.
It's adorable.
The other team's coach and the piece of shit dad are freaking out. They're like, "What? No, dogs can't. No,
Yeah,
And
and the coach is like, no,
No, they
no
actually they
rule
go over
says
go
a
to
dog
the.
can't play basketball.
It's actually the ref that he's like got the rule
He's
book. He's
reading
like
through it.
well, the coach is like, as you can see, he's been a member of the team. He's officially listed on the team roster because he's our mascot. And then the ref is just like, he says the line. He's like, "You're right. I can't see any rule that says the dog can't play. So suit him up."
Yep.
and he also chides the other team. He's like, "What? You afraid to lose to a dog?"
And they're like, "Yeah, all right, whatever, bring it on."
I think it's the kid that actually does that. He kind of walks over. He's like,
Maybe.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, the other coach, they immediately stop protesting and are like, "Yeah, you're right.
Oh no,
it's
it was
a
the
dog."
coach that says.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, now it's on, and they're behind by like 25 points, and they somehow make up that difference immediately because it's just give Buddy the ball, set up Buddy, and Buddy gets every shot.
And also, Buddy just steals the ball.
Oh, yeah, just
literally
because
every time.
ball.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's a dog. Like
Yeah.
a dog is faster and more agile than you. You
Yeah.
suck compared to
he's
a dog.
also right there. I mean,
And
like-
also at some point, the shitty kid gets a foul, like an indirect foul.
Yeah.
And it's like it
Oh,
should
yeah.
have been a technical because like he's not even got the ball.
Yeah.
He just
He
runs over him.
He fouled the crap out of Buddy.
oh yeah.
Like,
What a
nearly
dick.
stepped over him. Like,
Yeah,
to the
because-
point
Because they have to, Buddy has to go to the free throw line, and the referee comes over and is like, how is this, what, I guess I'll just throw it to him.
Yeah.
He just throws Buddy the ball and it goes in. He makes both free throws. Jesus.
Yep.
Buddy is a better free throw shooter than professional basketball player Shaquille O'Neal has been,
Yeah,
is, and ever will be. Of course, the same could be said about any of us in this room.
probably,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I could at least fling it in the general direction of the basket. It might go in a period.
I could shoot like 68% free throws at least.
Yeah, you think
What did
so?
Shaq
Wow.
shoot? Like 30?
He was in the 40s.
That checks out.
Yeah.
I
But
bel- I believe that's true.
yeah, there's a lot of basketball footage, and the only thing of note near the end is that Air Bud knocks the ball into Shitty Kid's junk to
Yeah.
rack him.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's how Billy ends up scoring the final points, is while Shitty Kid is on the ground literally writhing, holding his balls.
I mean, it's a couple plays before that because
Yeah.
both times that he was going up for the three, it's like there are 5 seconds left on the clock because of course he's going to get put in the same situation that he completely airball whiffed it the other time. but like both times they do this, it goes in this like super slow motion.
Yep.
Where like it cuts to his mom going, "You can do it," but there will always be one kid on the other team that just goes into like that crazy kid. I'm high on sugar, just that like flailing arms,
windmill,
like
I'm coming, I'm running full steam
But
at you.
before
Billy.
it was just some random kid, and
Yeah.
now it's the shitty kid is coming after him. So I'm saying he was up from his ball injury from before, but yeah, he looks at Air Bud like because like they're down by 2 to tie it.
Yeah.
So a 3's going to win it.
Yeah.
So he looks at Air Bud like for half a second. You're like, oh, he's going to throw it to Air Bud, and they're just going to tie the game overtime, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's just, of course, because it's got to be about Billy becoming better. Like
Yeah.
he takes a shot and it bounces around the rim a bit, but then eventually goes in, and then the crowd goes wild.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jeter is also like snuck into the arena.
Oh man, there's still a whole nother part of this movie.
Yeah,
God.
it's like Michael Jeter is snuck in as like
Spoiler
watching
alert.
the end of this basically,
Yeah.
and then like so everyone's celebrating everything, and then he just as soon as like everyone's like picking the dog up, like you're the best dog, and all the people that lost, and the shitty coach and dad are like, no.
At least the shitty kid comes over to Billy and
Yeah.
is just like,
Nice shot, Billy.
yeah.
Did you drink your orange juice?
Orange juice.
Too bad your ass got just sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's when Michael Jeter, of course, comes over. And is like,
It's like, that's my dog. I have
I'll
papers.
take my dog back.
Yeah.
And he
it's-
doesn't have papers anymore because he has fallen in the mud and been soaked in water so much
Yeah.
that they're just a wet wad of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Pfft, no. And he's like, I'll see you in court.
And she's like, okay, whatever, creepy old clown
Right.
ass.
And then cut to court.
where if it wasn't already a Christmas movie, it's about to really
now,
be a Christmas
now
movie.
it is a Christmas movie. Yeah.
Because the judge is Eric Christmas.
Yeah.
And he's just doing the like senile old judge thing of like,
Huh?
what's going on? Where are we? Is this a divorce? And he's like, and the bailiff guy's like, it's a custody hearing,
Yeah.
sir. And he's like, where's the kid? He's like, what's that dog doing here? He's like, oh, that is the kid. Like,
Oh, it's like, where's the kid? And the bailiff points. He's like, he's down there. And the judge says, oh, that's the ugliest kid I've ever seen. Some shit like
but
that.
they actually kind of start some like really dumb like
This
Abbott,
becomes like a
Costello-
Abbott Costello
Yeah.
bullshit of
because like every time he's banging the gavel,
The dog barks.
The dog barks.
Yep.
And then eventually he's just like,
But
whenever he tells someone to speak, the dog also barks.
Yeah.
So it's this weird round robin of the judge yelling at someone and saying speak, and the dog barks, and then he hits the gavel to silence the court.
Honestly, a really good sequence. I really
but,
like that.
But the Frams are already there, and like he's like the dog. And it's like we're not doing this with a dog, and he's like, but it's a custody thing, and
Yeah.
he's like, fine, I'll allow it, but like I'm not gonna let my court turn into a circus. And then that's when Michael Jeter busts in full clown makeup,
Yeah.
and it's just like, what the hell? And he's just like,
Slappy
"Hi."
happy for the
Yeah.
prosecution, Your Honor.
He's like, since he's a vital part of my business, clown and hound, I figure it would be appropriate for me to come. And he's like, fine, fine. And then
So this just goes back and forth with dumb gags and barking and whatnot, and then of course the judge is like, "Well, there's one way to settle this."
well, yeah,
Or no,
be-
the coach
no.
comes
yeah,
in.
the coach
Yeah.
comes in, and the judge recognizes him. He's like, "Oh, I was there when you played the Celtics in '56, and you shot that turnaround jumper."
It's like, what? You've both lived in the same town this whole time, and you don't know that? And also, how are you okay with this guy just coming into your courtroom and saying, I have a suggestion, Your Honor?
Also, I mean, look, I'm not trying to be mean, but like most people don't look a whole lot like they did
No.
40 years later
Absolutely
or 30,
not.
whatever, 30 years later.
No.
I'm just like,
Also, you know that old ass white judge don't fraternize with black people.
right, that too. But yeah, and then he's like, I've got an idea here, Judge. Why don't we do the classic, like, we'll put him on either side, put the dog in the center, and whichever one he goes to, that's
So he's like, what does he say? Oh,
let the dog choose.
this dog is 4 years old. Untrue. This dog is 10 years old. So that means he's legally an adult. Why don't we let the dog decide? The judge is like, fuck it, whatever. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yep.
They take the judge's chair out and like
They hold court
they
outside
hold
in front of the
court
courthouse.
outside. They get
Yeah.
get clown on one side and Billy on the other.
Accusations were also hurled at. This is where the abuse
Yes.
accusations,
Yeah.
like, he's basically like, he abuses him, he doesn't like him, and he's like, well, where's your proof? He's like, I didn't see anything. He just,
Yeah.
he's my friend, and I know.
I know what he feels, and he feels what I feel.
Oh yeah, and then mom tries the emotional speech, and the
Yeah.
judge is like, "I don't give a shit about emotions. This is a property hearing.
Yeah.
Shut
that
the fuck
dog's
up."
property.
And so then he goes with an emotional speech from the coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've put each of them, Michael Jeter and the kid, into little painted boxes. And it's like, if you take one step towards that dog, you are disqualified, and the other party wins. And it just becomes like, okay, buddy, come here, buddy.
Yeah.
I think the real secret is they should have settled this on the court instead of in the court.
Yes, they should have had to
Yeah.
play.
Michael Jeter
Yeah.
versus
Should have had to play,
Airbud.
yeah.
No, Michael Jeter versus Billy.
Oh.
1-on-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Michael Jeter has to wear the clown shoes.
So the best part of this is that they're both going, come here, buddy. And so everyone behind the kid is like, yeah, come here, come over to this side. And then when Michael Jeter's doing it, all the people behind him are like, no, buddy, don't come over here.
Yeah. It's a good visual,
Yeah.
but in a court of law, they would never allow those people to do that.
I suppose that's true, but this town is special.
I know a lot about Airbud law.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a real Airbud court, they would never allow
Oh,
it.
man,
I've stu-
Airbud Court
Look,
would
I've
be
studied
great.
Bud law. I've studied Bud law extensively. But no, like Buddy's just doing the like back and forth. Like I don't
Bailiff
know.
buddies?
Yeah.
Like it's
Jury buddies?
Jury buddies.
Jury duty.
duty.
DOOT.
Air Buddies 8, jury duty. Yeah. There it is.
That's like some Mad TV sketch. God damn it. The buddies are back, and this time they're pooping all over the place.
Legal buddies.
Jury
duty. Yeah, let's make.
fart noise. Nah.
I would allow legal buddies if we could get this off the ground. We gotta take this away from
Robert Vince.
Robert Vince. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's done with the buddies. He's moved on to.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's making
It's the last Buddies
he's
movie.
making pup star movies now.
Okay. Well, yeah. So like Bud is just like looking back and forth between the two of them, and then like Michael Jeter, which again should be an immediate disqualification, pulls out a rolled up like rubber banded newspaper.
Yeah.
And Airbud just kind of like
Which is, I don't know if we mentioned, but he used to threaten
Yeah.
the dog with a newspaper,
Right.
which means he beat the dog with a newspaper.
Yep.
right.
And
So-
that's why he was stealing the newspaper every morning and burying them in the
Right.
backyard,
Yeah.
which one
Oh.
day the mom finds them all.
And it's just like, oh, buddy.
Oh, all the news.
All the news it's fit to bury.
So yeah.
But yeah, the dog kind of comes over like sheepishly, like I'm going over here because conditioning, and then nope, psych. He goes over there and rips that newspaper out of his hand and shreds it, and is like, "Fuck you, Jeter!" And then like, just like New York, and he's like, "Fuck you, Jeter!" And then like goes over to, and it's like goes over to the other side, and it's
Yep.
like everyone's like, "Hooray!"
Yay. The dog made the right choice. And the judge is like, case closed. Hooray. And yeah, it just kind of ends right there with the celebration. Mm-hmm. They all just kind of hug Buddy.
Oh, they detain the clown. Like they have to send a couple bailiffs.
right,
'cause,
yeah,
like, he's
'cause-
just like, "No, my dog, that's my dog. I have papers," and he's just got like a paper mache bag in his pocket of shredded papers. The dog ate my homework.
Yeah, all the bailiffs take the clown away.
Yep.
The end.
Yep. Didn't know Michael Vick was going to be a part of the Buddies universe, but it's basically what he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Just an abusive dog guy.
Right.
Important Buddies lineage update.
Oh, shit. Right.
The Buddies are direct offspring
All of
of
them.
Buddy.
Okay.
Yes, all of the Buddies.
Told you.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
Buddy fucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This buddy fucks.
Not this Buddy. A different
yeah,
Buddy.
no,
Yeah.
this Buddy, no. He did not. This one was all business.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am just here to play basketball.
All right.
Ball is life.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah,
We
we're
need
done.
to
Let's
talk about some ratings
Yeah,
and stuff.
let's rate it.
Why are you looking at me?
I just was looking around the
Oh,
room. It just
okay.
so happened you're the first person I looked at.
I just feel like
I was
you know,
looking down to avoid having to be first.
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2 jocks.
All right.
I mean, it's technically not really bad. Like it's this is very different from the Buddies movies.
Oh, yeah.
I much prefer the Buddies movies as much as I despise the Buddies movies. They entertain me in a way that this one just kind of didn't quite reach. But yeah, I mean the dog doesn't talk, which goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like if I had seen this when I was 12, I would probably fucking love this movie, but I saw it as a fucking 42-year-old man, so not quite doing it for me.
Okay.
And I appreciate that the kid sucks at basketball and then is suddenly good because he got a dog who can play basketball.
That's really the only thing that changes.
And it's interesting that they don't really try to capitalize on the dog playing basketball.
Yeah.
To me, and this was very different than I was expecting. I was expecting this to be like, there's 2 spots on the team. who's going to get him? And it's going to be like the kid and the dog. Now he's on the team all season. And no, it's not. It's
No.
like at the very end, the dog is pressed into service, which is a much more believable way to go about your dog playing basketball movie.
Yeah, as an emergency
really-
substitution
Yes.
allowed
Yeah.
by
A last
a
minute-
middle school.
We have no other choice.
Yeah.
Dogs on
some
the team.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. But I mean, it's enjoyable enough. I'll go 2 jocks.
All right.
I could easily go 1, but I'm feeling generous tonight. So
Nice.
I was fully expecting it to be like the dog plays the entire season of basketball, and then right before the championship game, the dog gets jailed or for
Michael Jeter shows up and is like, "Hey,
Well, no,
give me
I
the
mean
dog back."
not. I mean, the premise of the movie
Sure.
before we saw it.
Okay.
I was expecting dog plays all the games, and then the championship game,
Then gets hit by
they
a
get
car.
an injunction or something against the dog, so the dog can't play basketball.
Hey, judge says your dog can't play. See?
Yeah, we went to the Middle School Basketball Rules Association,
Can't
and they
throw my
determined,
kid off the team. Yeah.
Oh, the MSBRA?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't fuck with them.
And so they decided that the dog couldn't play, and then they find an obscure rule that says actually all animals are allowed to play whatever sports they want or something real dumb.
The thing is,
And
there's
this
only,
was real dumb.
there's only
but
so
in a
many
different-
feet left on able to be on the court per team.
Right,
and so,
yeah.
Right, so they have to everybody.
So Airbud has to learn how to walk around on for the rest of the
No, Airbud stays on 4. It's just all the other kids
Have to
have to
hop
use
around
one
on
leg.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's remake Airbud.
Okay.
It's time for a reboot.
Okay, let me go find a golden retriever who can play basketball. I'll be
Sure.
back in 30 seconds.
There's so many of them.
But I kind of feel like a little bit like Mackie. I really enjoyed the process of watching this movie. It was tons of fun. We had a lot of good jokes, a lot of really insensitive jokes about the death of this poor child's father.
He's a test pilot. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah,
get
what do you
what
expect?
Get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he failed that test without flying colors.
Well, there
Or
was
the
at
only
least
flying
one
colors he got were red.
It was really about crashing colors.
So sorry. Apologize to all the test pilots out there. who-
We've really drove this joke into the ground. Sorry. But the movie is not fantastic. It's
That's the best review I've ever heard. But anyway, this movie's not fantastic.
it's not great, Bob. I'm feeling Mackie generous, so I think I'll give it 2 jocks because it's got some real dumb moments.
Okay.
Some real dumb fun moments in it, but 100% unrealistic. A dog cannot play basketball like that. Two
that
jocks.
dog did.
Yeah.
They said
Yeah.
there were
They
no
said
special
no special effects, but regular effects were used.
Yeah.
Heavily edited.
Rex and effects.
I can do one better than your 2 jocks.
Oh, can you?
I can give
I
it
dare you.
3
I double dog dare you.
jocks.
Oh, you did it.
I did it.
There's only one dog.
This movie is
There were at least 2 dogs used in the filming of this movie. Thank you very much. Check IMDb.
the movie is simply entertaining, and I mean that in a way that it's just a very simple story that, like, almost when they do draft the dog onto the team, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's not. It seems like it makes perfect sense, and I can't really explain why because it's fucking dumb. But
But
I mean,
there's
you've seen
no
the-
rule that says a dog
I
can't
know.
play basketball.
I know. So there's that. Plus, you've seen this dog do stuff throughout the entire film where it's like, it's interesting because for half the time, the kid's playing with Buddy is just smacking the dog with his face and not doing anything. It's not until about halfway through the movie that the kid realizes the dog can get the ball into the hoop. And then he's like, oh my God, you're amazing. So look, we had a good time watching this movie. It was fun to watch. And aside from the bath scene with that fucking song, which is just lazy fucking music supervision, basically, it's just like, it's a wacky bath scene. What do we split splash? Yeah, aside from that, there's not stuff in this where you're just like rolling your eyes going, this is the lowest common denominator bullshit. Like, it's not fart jokes and other buddies stuff where it's like some of those later buddy movies we watched were almost insufferable. That we just had a very good time watching them, but the humor in those is bad. Mm-hmm. This wasn't really going for humor. It's just a light, entertaining movie, and that's fine with me. And I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend watching it with friends. Watching it on your own, you'd be like, yeah, it's a cute dog, but I don't get it. So.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of hit exactly what I was going to say. I actually really like this movie. I mean, it's weird because like you take away talking dogs and, as you said, the lowest common denominator humor of all of the subsequent Buddies movies. I can't speak because I'm not a kid and haven't been for a very long time, but this seems like a very good kids movie. Mm-hmm. Like a legit good kids movie. Like this is the kind of thing, like if I had a kid who was of the age in 97 or whatever, this is the kind of movie I would not mind them having it on repeat because it's not just constantly like, there's nothing I hate more like than, and I've given them some passes because you have to, but like things like Speed Racer started breaking me down where it's like, who is this for? Because it's like this you're using a song and a needle drop that's like it's supposed to be for parents, but it's infuriating parents because what's going on screen to accompany it makes no sense. Mm-hmm. And the music that's playing, the kids are like, I have no point of reference to that. Like there are kids that like if you watch a fucking Despicable Me or Minions movie, they probably think that like 90% of those songs were written for that movie because they have no context for that song. And Splish Splash is the same way. It's like, yeah, great. A song from the early 60s by Bobby Darin. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, the kids in 97 were big fans of that. But, like, there are certain needle drops like that where it's like people have become conditioned to, like, oh, this is a thing used in the kids' movie, and they'll think it's funny because they saw it in this other kids' movie. But you can't do it in every kids' movie. Just every, like, fifth one, you could drop that in and be like, I know that song. But, like, this movie so much didn't have the fart, dumb jokes. It's like everything that works in this universe makes sense in this universe. Mm-hmm. And I'm torn because like this is almost like I would say a legit good movie in kids world. I mean, it's not, it's not Citizen Kane or something like that. No. But yeah, I mean, only based
you
on
heard
that,
it here, the Citizen Kane of children's movies.
I mean, just based on looking through old ratings, I've got to give this 4 jocks. This is better than any Buddies movie, and I gave Super Buddies 3 jocks.
Super Buddies.
I think I was just like,
wow,
this is stupid, and I was not prepared for like. I think we went backwards on the Buddies movies. Like I feel like they got to a point where they called them fucking selves down, and like the Buddies weren't so annoying.
Yeah.
But like the more we went back, it was like, oh no, fuck this shit. Like the further we went back, the more I hated them. Yeah. And that's why I was just like, if you're gonna do these, continue doing these. I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah, that's why we did Spooky Buddies without you.
So I mean, just based on that simple math alone, this is better than any of those.
Okay.
It's not a 5 jocks movie, obviously. It's probably not even technically a 4. I'm just saying, based on past crimes and using the judge's rule, I've got to go with this is better than those.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. All right, let's take a break, shall we?
That's
okay. In 1997, Buddy had his right hind leg amputated due to synovial cell sarcoma, a type of cancer that manifests near the joints, although he was still able to shoot hoops.
Hell yeah, buddy. Way to go. Way to live the dream till the very end.
Man.
Buddy's a good dog.
He is. Buddy was a great dog. He was on America's Funniest Home Videos. Mm-hmm. That was his first appearance.
Okay.
And then on David Letterman's Stupid Pet Tricks 3 times.
That's where I saw him. I remember that segment vividly.
And then he was in Full House.
Yeah. Played
Comet the dog in Full House.
Yeah. I remember that dog hit the basket and the crowd on Letterman went fucking nuts. And then he kept doing it and the crowd was like, holy shit.
What a dog.
What are you doing there? Oh, thanks.
Live every day
like Buddy.
as Buddy would want you to live that day. One thing I kind of forgot to mention, I meant to mention it before we signed off, but like, I feel like they kind of whiffed the message on this movie.
Oh, yeah. There's no message.
That last point was, have fun.
Sure.
Like, play to have fun. Winning isn't, the only thing.
That's basically the...
Yeah.
But if you're going to win the championship game and your court case.
Yeah,
Right.
if you're going to win, ruin somebody's life when you do it.
Yeah.
Make the
that
other
kid.
team cry,
But like that
and
last-
send the clown
Like
to
that
jail.
kid who got jacked in the nuts. His dad beat him when he got home.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Without a
that,
doubt.
that kid's
Probably
life
with a
is
newspaper.
horrible.
Yep.
Because
Sold
his dad
him to the
relocated
clown.
their entire life just so he could win the state championship.
Yeah.
And he lost
failed.
it.
Against
to the team he
against
left.
the Timberwolves. Yeah.
Yeah. He lost to a dog.
Yeah.
Well, shall we do a second half?
Did you guys watch anything?
I did.
I have one thing I can talk about that I think others would join in.
We got some.
I have.
I'm interested in those emails.
no thing
You are.
I have some words for those emails.
that I can.
Oh, you've watched them. You've read the email.
I glanced.
I've watched multiple movies.
Cool.
One of them is a series of movies, so it will be all one discussion.
Buddy was found by Kevin DeCicco.
DeCicco.
DeCicco. He's listed as Kevin DeCicco.
Kevin. Oh, Kevin.
No quotes. Kevin DeCicco in the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
All right.
As a stray dog in the Sierra Nevada in the summer of 1989.
What? How do you find stray golden retrievers?
I don't know. In the mountains, DeCicco adopted the disheveled golden retriever and brought him home to San Diego, where he trained him in the sports of basketball, baseball, football, soccer, and hockey.
Where he just threw balls at this dog's
Yeah.
face.
Yes.
And figured out which ones he could
I
hit.
thought that kid was a BMFcast alum.
Yeah.
Because he's in MVP, Most
Yeah, but we
Valuable
didn't watch that
Primate.
one.
We watched Most Valuable Primate too,
Yeah.
which he was not in.
Most
Man.
extreme primates.
I
So
believe by
close.
that point that kid was starring in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid goes on. That kid has a career. Like,
Yeah.
he's in a bunch of these Air Bud movies.
Oh,
Like,
is
it's not
he?
like Buddy just goes to different families. Like, he sticks with this kid for a while. Like, I think the next 2 or 3 are all the same kid. It's like,
good.
wow, Buddy, now you can play baseball too? What the shit?
Well, happy doggist. Time to watch the rest.
Bud's got to learn.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Steve, where are you in Florida?
Hello, Esteban.
I'm curious now. Did you go to Disney and Universal Studios?
Did you go to Tampa?
Did you go
And
to
whatever the
Busch
fuck
Gardens.
is in Tampa?
Pensacola?
Oh, where there's
We'd heard
Wings of
about it.
Glory.
Yes.
And it smells funny.
And it smells of old farts.
Mm.
Did you go to Miami, where there is Cuban coffee aplenty and beaches?
Oh, they got the movie Beaches?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's a good movie.
Man, Barbara Hershey, she's so good.
Barbara Hershey?
Barbara Hershey.
And you can get
Barbara
Peruvian
Hershey.
chicken down there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's the fucking
Is
best.
Peruvian chicken the best?
It's like
It's really good.
Yeah, it's got like a spicy sauce on
Yeah.
it. Man, it's so fucking
With that,
good.
with that rice.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about
What's in
food.
the rice?
Oh, sorry.
What?
I mean, water's really good to drink.
What's in the rice?
Nothing. We'll talk about it later when our,
Perfect.
my
Yes,
man's not dying here.
Oh,
Venice.
What? Venice?
Venice is so far away, for one, and why?
Check your
He's
shit.
visiting grandparents.
out.
I mean, I know he
said.
says he's visiting grandparents. but
That's your. There's your why.
You have done more at 20 than I have done in my lifetime.
You've
And
never
I
been
am
to Venice, Florida?
more than. Oh, I thought
It's
he
a-
meant like Venice.
Oh, no. Venice, Florida.
Oh.
The real Venice
The
smells
sister
like
city.
SeaWorld.
Oh,
Just so you know.
I don't like the smell of SeaWorld.
No,
It's
that's what
bad.
Venice smells like.
Boo.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing.
Okay.
There is a nice Guggenheim Museum that's on its own little island.
Is that
That's
where you
pretty
take
cool.
Buddy?
Yes, and then you leave him in the Guggenheim Museum to appreciate the art.
That's
Because,
pretty good.
yeah, he'd be Art Bud.
I'd watch Art Buddy. This dog can paint. Holy shit.
And the
Melbourne
principal
is
runs
okay.
in, Art Garfunkel, buddy.
He's like the Art Garfunkel of artist dogs.
Woof. Garfunk Arts. Huh? You get it?
He's like Rembrandt. Woof.
Vincent Van Woof.
No, that's too good for that principle.
Vincent
Sarasota
Wolf
kind of
go.
sucks. Tampa also
Andy
kind of
Barkall.
sucks. Did you say
He doesn't
Andy
appreciate
Garfunkel?
Dada art. It's only Paw art. Am I right?
Ah! What a joke!
Yeah. Art history joke.
Yeah.
Dog.
I get it.
Barkwiat.
What?
I'm all right with that one.
All right.
I'll let you have that.
So should we do
Oh,
it?
should be Jackson Pollock.
Oh, Paul Lick.
Pollock, yeah, Jackson Pollock. Oh, now we have to make art buddies too.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, let's
Let's
make
do
it
a second half.
Let's make a kids movie for the snootiest motherfuckers
Oh,
out
see,
there.
we already beat Bill to it. Bill, sorry, Bill, you're behind.
Yeah, no, Bill. Sorry, we're better.
I know. I know the stream lags behind a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's do a second half.
Let's do a second half.
Let's Harlow talk about movies.
All right, welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Second half.
Yeah. So,
You guys watch movies?
I've watched a lot
Nope.
of movies, but
What?
I'm trying to decide what you want me to talk about first.
Movie.
Say old or new.
New.
New. Okay. Well, new happens to be a series of movies.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not that
should
new.
We mention the elephant in the room.
There's an elephant in the room.
Get out.
Hobbs and Shaw came out.
Oh, right.
It
yes,
did. Yeah,
yes.
we didn't go.
None of us have seen it.
No,
We.
I know.
We suck.
I know.
We have brought dishonor upon our families.
Yeah.
It's just
We have failed the city.
it
it
just
was a
kind of
bad time.
it happened.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you just and it was a matter of like we all wanted to get together to do it and just
It
it
just-
wasn't working out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
happens.
next week.
Yes. Hopefully next week.
Some
we
of
will-
us will have seen it.
Yeah. So.
So
series of
anyway,
movies.
That is a good elephant in the room to bring up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Possibly ironically, I don't know if you know what's going on with me.
Yeah.
I decided to watch a series of movies that I'd only seen part of. I watched The Hunger Games.
Should we
All
Oh.
of them.
tell the audience that you have
Yeah.
had some issues with your...
Yeah.
Well, we're telling them now, I guess.
my pooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Well, no. That sounds really bad. Like I've just been, Jackson Pollocking the world or something.
Yeah.
But no.
Your
I mean-
crap tube's all
yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah.
yeah, your turd shoots messed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I got a semicolon right now. No. That was a good pause there for that
Yeah.
extra effect. Anyway, no, no. Just ironically, I watched the entire Hunger Games series. I'd only ever seen the first movie, but read 2 1/4 of the books.
All right.
I just gave up on the third book because it was
yeah.
like, I know where this is going. Fuck it.
It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. So I just decided to watch the whole fucking thing because they were sitting in my iTunes, and I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And I don't remember why I have them, but I do. And
They were cheap in a bundle.
Yeah, probably.
I'm a humble.
What'd you think?
I still think easily the first movie's the worst movie.
Okay.
Really? I
Okay.
mean, I feel like the tonally that movie's really messed up, and I feel like it makes more sense when you realize it's directed by Gary Ross.
There is that.
And I just feel like you look at his movies, it's like you start well, then you meander somewhere, and then it's like, what are you trying to say by the end? Kind of thing, and that just seems to be a common thing with his movies. It's not bad. It's probably the most faithful recreation to book to movie, probably. But I feel like when you get out of that dumb, battle royale with cheese modality of that movie, it's like it works better. Like I'm far more into the dystopian, fuck the power kind of thing. Like that gets
Yeah.
more interesting to me. And it's weird to me that the second movie kind of dwells so much on like rehashing and going back to the Hunger Games. I feel like in the book it was more like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Holy shit, I can't believe we're doing this. Like, fuck those people and fuck the rising tides. And it was like, we're gonna start the Hunger Games. Psych. I just feel like this movie like played that out to be much more the whole movie. Whereas I feel like in the book it was just like, yeah, psych. We had a secret plan all along. We're busting you out of here. And I feel like it was just like over a lot quicker.
Well, I remember the second one just kind of ending on the cliffhanger.
Oh,
part of
it totally does the Matrix 2 ending.
But
thing.
did and I know there's only 3 books, right?
Yeah, and there's 4 movies.
So the second book ends somewhere in the middle of the third movie.
No, this is
Or does it
the
end
last
about the
movie.
same
They just split the
Yeah,
third
the last
book
the
into
last
two.
book is 2
Okay.
movies basically.
Yeah, because my feeling was always that like the second was a better made movie than the first one, but it wasn't as good. I think the first one is the one that I enjoyed the most because it has the most clear through line to it, and
Sure.
I think like by the end, the third and fourth ones are just muddy messes of just like, all right, like we get it, people in power are bad, teenagers are good. don't trust the system. You know, like it's just.
I don't feel that at all. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like,
I guess they just they don't speak to me at all, and I think Jennifer Lawrence is honestly terrible in them. I think she is so completely uncharismatic, and Katniss is such an unlikable character that I couldn't root for her. I was more like
cat piss. Am I right?
Yes, I was more like cat piss. Am I right?
I mean,
But no, I was more rooting for the orange juice man by the end of it. So
The orange juice man.
Donald Sutherland. He narrates all the orange juice commercials, and it's really creepy. But anyway,
all right.
I was rooting for him because he actually had some charisma, unlike her.
Well, here's what I'll say about that, and I feel like it's a bad choice on the part of the first movie that they play her like that. Like, I feel like it's bad directing to make her be, because I feel like she opens up charismatically more so in the later movies, and to the point that I feel like they point out the fact that, like, you know, Woody Harrelson and company are there to be like, she's not your on camera talent, because I mean that's the thing is, like, there's a weird interesting thing that I do feel it gets muddied by the very, very end, but it's like they're fighting this war of propaganda and reality television, and the only way to win it is to, like, fire back with the same things. Because, like, as soon as she gets rescued by the Resistance, it's like, all right, we got to get you on camera saying, like, all this shit is bad, down with the power, you know, rise up with the rebels and everything. And, like, and they kind of acknowledge, like, right away, they're like, she's not charismatic. The only way you root for what she says is when she's speaking in the moment. She's not a fake-o television personality, you know. And I think that's the fact that I feel like it was bad directing on the first part that made her so, like, wishy-washy, unlikable, like, you know, like, I don't know. The other thing is, like, if they took out the dumb love triangle thing throughout this, I feel like that would go a long ways to making this a better, more likable series, or at least just resolve it faster.
But it's young adult fiction. You have to have that.
Exactly, yeah. So it doesn't, because it doesn't dwell on it too much, that doesn't really bother me. I guess I'll just wrap it up because I'll probably go into, like, crazy spoiler territory if I keep talking about the whole thing. I'm impressed with the number of people that kept showing up, and it's like, the fuck are you doing in this series? That's, like, what's most, like, fascinating to me about this is, like, you know, just people keep showing up. It's like, holy shit, now you're in this too? Like, you know, like, just, like, you know, I mean,
Philip Seymour Hoffman's
right?
in it.
Yeah, he's in the last, like, he's in 3 out of the 4 of them, and Julianne Moore and Marshala Ali and Michelle Forbes shows up at one point in time. It's just like all these people. It's like, what the shit? Like, you all agreed to do this? This is
Bring
weird.
me a sack full of money.
I guess.
Also, Stanley Tucci is a national treasure.
That's true.
Yes.
Stanley Tucci is
He is
awesome.
fucking amazing.
He
in
goes
his
for it
movies.
in those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if you gave me those teeth, I would go for it on this podcast.
Okay.
I don't
Put
know.
those teeth in
Duly
my
noted.
mouth, and I would just be like, hey!
I will go get some cartoon teeth.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, like, I kind of abandoned those because I was like, I didn't really care for the book things, and it felt predictable. I feel like the movies made it more interesting. I'm not saying they're not great, they're not amazing. You know, it's probably not something I'm going to, like, ever be like, oh man, like I did yesterday, have a Hunger Games day and just watch all 4 fucking movies. That's probably never, ever going to happen in my life. I may decide to watch them slowly at some other point in time because I didn't hate them. It's weird to me because, like, I tried to get into the Divergent thing, and that whole bullshit just fell apart, and it was dumb from the get go. And that second movie literally felt like it was shot, like, with Babylon 5 money. I mean, it was fucking stupid, and they just abandoned that shit.
But you like the Maze Runner.
Yeah, the Maze Runner. I was gonna say
Yeah.
the Maze Runner trilogy is surprisingly good. Like, that is worth checking out. Like, I think just like superhero movies, like, I think young adult movie adaptations were something for a while. It was just like, oh, it's one of those. Fuck that. You know, I feel like even not necessarily justifiably, I fell into that trap of just like, no. I mean, but I mean, when you're ones first out the gate are bullshit like Twilight, it's like, it's very easy to be like, no, none of this shit is, fuck all of it.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I had this weird grudge with the Hunger Games. It was like, because my main reference to it was like, you just copied fucking Battle Royale. You know, like, it's literally the same goddamn thing, basically. But when it gets away from that, it's like, it gets more interesting. Like, I was fine with future fighting once it became that.
Yeah.
So
Fight the future.
yeah, they're fine. They're
I think the love story crap is handled better in the books all throughout. It's not as clunky. It feels a little bit more realistic, but also, I mean, it's like I think Mackie mentioned, it's youth fiction.
Yeah.
You know, it's young adult fiction. So fine, it's there. Whatever.
Pita.
They called the fucking bread guy PETA.
I know.
That is a thing that I have a problem with, though.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do?
Not name your bread guy PETA.
Well, Gale was probably a wind farmer. We never know what his actual job was.
True, yeah. But you're probably right.
No, I think he worked in the mines.
Oh,
the
okay.
coal mines.
Sure.
Yeah,
he
he
did work
made got the what was it, the choo-choo
Choo choo juice.
choo-choo juice? Is that what we called it?
I don't know.
Oh, Cole.
Yeah, it was his fucking thing. He said out of nowhere
What?
about what coal is called.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Choo-choo veggie.
choo-choo veggie.
Veggie.
Choo veggie.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you put it in a train
Cole,
and
the-
it choo-choos it up.
Cole, the choo choo veggie that comes from the ground or
Yeah.
comes from the mountains or something like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of if you start nitpicking young adult things apart for names, you're gonna get so many dumb things you can infer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
President Snow, it's like fuck white people. Yeah. Kind of.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yes, to be fair, that's true.
Right.
But I like I said, they're fine.
Yeah,
they're
are.
interesting.
They're totally fine. Let me talk my.
Okay.
I'll do my thing and just to break you up.
Oh man, no! People need to know my hot takes of a movie from the 1960s.
Oh, ooh.
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just patience.
I watched the entirety of Atlanta.
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
Nice. Good work.
Yes. That is a ridiculously compelling show that I don't know if I fully like or not. It's weird because I was never like, I think I'm done with Atlanta. I was always like, I need to watch the next episode of Atlanta. But it's frustrating in several ways.
It's so tonally all over the place.
Yes. I'm in no way mad at the show or think that I should dictate what that show should be. I think that even the things I don't like about Atlanta, I appreciate what they're doing, which is going for something that they want to do, whatever they behind the scenes, whatever creative meetings they have that they want to do something, they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't seem like they're getting any pushback on things at all.
Yeah.
And I'm very appreciative of that. Some of it just doesn't work for me, and some of it works really well.
Yeah, I think the only pushback they had was that they had to blur nudity in the one scene at the frat
Yes,
house.
at the frat house.
Yep.
That was pretty obvious. See, for me, the best parts of that show is when the entire cast is together doing stuff, and I realize that it's one of those shows that people are just kind of doing because they have a free week from whatever super huge project they're working on, so they have to schedule it around everybody. And it's hard to get them all in the same place at the same time.
To me, the second season felt more like that than the first one.
Yeah, the
did.
first season felt more like a ensemble thing, and the second one was just like, now here's this side adventure, with this character, and then at the same time, what's this character doing over here? And then that kind of disappointed me in that I just want all these characters to be together because when they are, it's fucking gold. Like it is just completely on. Although I will say, Paperboy trying to get a haircut is the funniest. Like I can relate to that in an infinite number of ways. Just like trying to get a simple thing accomplished and it turns into just a goddamn nightmare. Every episode has at least one like explosively funny thing, like a thing that you don't see coming and you just laugh your ass off. The invisible car. Holy shit. Holy shit.
It comes out of the blue,
Like,
doesn't it?
like it's a throwaway line. You're just like, that character's nuts. And then at the end, it's like, what? It's just like, oh my God. And then like the next season, they're just like, hey man, did you see this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I was there. I saw it. So each episode has that. It has one moment of just like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing ever. Has 5 or 6 moments of, that's pretty clever. I'm chuckling at that. And the rest of it is just like, kind of like this relentless gloom, but in a way that to me, it's like Better Call Saul. That show is like this relentlessly, it's going to go bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to go bad because it's a prequel. You know it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
And this show is kind of like that in that I don't get a sense that things are ever going to work out for these people. Like when this show wraps up, I don't think it's going to be happy for anybody. I think it's going to go badly. And so that's this feeling of doom throughout the entire thing. And I get it. That's what they're going for, because like this is not a glamorous life that any of these people are living. But throughout all my qualms and things with it, it is, I never once was just like, I don't want to watch the next one of these. It was just, I have to get to the end of it. I have to see where this is going. But I like it when they're all together. I don't like it when I'm like, oh, obviously he had something better to do that week, or, you know, obviously this person was off filming that, or, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That just is disappointing to me. But
Yeah.
you know, and the fact that the third season has now been delayed to 2020.
Yeah.
Grr.
But apparently they're filming the third and fourth together.
Yeah.
So,
But they're
we'll
only
see.
8 episodes each, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. You know, you've got your cool art thing. You don't want to film 24 episodes of it, but
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah. I love Darius though.
Yes. I mean, it's weird that I saw Sorry to Bother You first, so that was my first exposure to him, and now coming to this, I'm like, oh man, I will watch anything this guy does. He is incredible.
Yep.
The one thing that sticks with me from, I guess Harlow, you were telling me, is the episode that won the Emmy, the talk show episode. All the fake commercials that they were doing. The Arizona tea commercial where the guy goes into the grocery store or the convenience store and goes up with the can, puts it down, and the convenience store scanner comes up like $1.49, and he goes, "But the price is on the can." And the guy goes, "Yeah, the price is on the can." And then the logo just comes up, says Arizona tea. The price is on the can. I'm like, the fuck? It's the funniest shit to me. Oh God. So I don't know. It's a really great show that I find frustrating and yet can't stop watching. So.
I feel like sometimes that's the best kind of show.
Yeah,
Like the one where you're like, it's mildly infuriating from time to time, but I can't stop watching it.
yeah. I mean, I was worried like in the first couple of episodes when it was just fucking David Lynch like weirdness, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like I'm not a fan of that. Like just meeting weirdos on a bus who try to make you eat their sandwich and then they just run off into the woods, and it's like, oh, that character comes back later, and then okay, that is weird, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I realize that they're just seeing what sticks and throwing everything out there. And I think a lot of these things are personal anecdotes that happened to them, like when someone was high. It's like, yeah, I was high on a bus and this guy asked me to eat a sandwich. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. You should put that in a show.
I feel like that's the thing. That's the main thing we're missing, is like not living in the true urban environment where you get that, like,
that just
yeah, at least once a day some fucking weirdo thing is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't live in that kind of environment.
You don't live close enough to downtown or work in downtown.
Oh, I lived in Riverside for years. I'm saying, like, I had plenty of weird things happen to me there.
Yeah, but we don't like ride public transit
Sure.
every day.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
that's
sort
what
of
I mean.
stuff.
yeah, and I get
Or
that. I mean,
understand why it's so special to get the wings.
Oh,
well,
Well,
we know.
quick
Yeah.
story.
yeah, you had some wings.
No, you guys had some wings.
Oh, we did. Yeah,
Yeah, we went to
What do you think?
I don't know. I thought you were
I
talking about
said,
wings.
quick story,
Yeah.
gestured to you.
Yes.
we
It's
went
not my
we went to
story.
JR Crickets, which is the place they filmed the lemon pepper wet episode of
Yep.
Atlanta in.
We did.
There's some debate about whether or not that was the wings in question, but after the fact, but you know, they were.
But you went to the place where it was filmed.
We did.
And you had the wings.
We did.
Yeah,
And they were good.
I've been chasing that high ever since, and I can't find it.
Yep.
Chase that dragon.
Come close. There's been a couple places where I'm like, oh, this is, but those were, yeah,
I don't believe I've ever had lemon pepper wings wet.
You should.
yeah. Pretty good.
I'm going to go to
It's a
Atlanta.
good idea.
I should get some wings.
I should get some wings.
So anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Okay.
Harlow,
Oh yeah,
you had other stuff.
I did. Yeah, for as long as the movie is, I don't know how much I have to say about it. In my quest to watch a whole bunch of movies that I hadn't seen but meaning to see for a really long time, I found myself with a large period of time, and I was like, all right, now's the time. I watched Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, because that shit's
You hadn't seen it yet?
that shit's 4 hours long.
It
so
is.
no, I had not seen it.
Wow.
Okay.
But now I have.
Yeah.
I all right. So I guess first thing I'll say, it's better than Dr. Zhivago. Same director.
Yes.
I agree.
Dr. Zhivago is just boring as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So first off, if you're going back into a time and that far back, you're gonna have to learn to accept certain things, such as inadvertent bad race casting and things like that.
Yeah.
Literal white dudes with brown face on playing, Arabian dudes. It's like, this is
Yeah.
not a great choice, Bob, but
Yeah, problematic will be a word that you'll be saying like,
Sure.
oh no, this, but
yeah. That aside, I mean, look, that's just how things were done. I don't think. I mean, it's a combination of things. Obviously, it's there's the ongoing problem of whitewashing, throughout Hollywood today, even still. But I also think it's also probably due to the fact that like a lot of those countries had not built up their own film industry, so you had no talent to pull from. Like, I mean, they got close with some people. I mean, Omar Sharif's Egyptian. I think there were some Indian dudes in there. It's like, all right, closer. Like you're getting in the region, but
Yeah.
like so.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying, like if if those regions had their own film industry, you might be able to like, who are your 5 best guys? Will they work for these parts? You'll do this. But unfortunately, it's just like that time that far back. It's a double-sided coin problem of like, it's like you got the problem of like Hollywood was just going to do that because they thought that was acceptable and okay. Plus, you didn't have a burgeoning film market anywhere outside the United States, really.
yeah.
Anyway, that being said, this movie, it's a fascinating movie in multiple ways. I mean, on a technical level, it's glorious, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you have things, you have transitions named basically, I mean, they're not, but things that we
Yeah.
refer to them as
Match
the
cut.
Yeah, you refer to it as a match cut, which does not necessarily mean the match in Lawrence of Arabia, but that's always the first thing people point to. That's not really what the phrase means, but
Yeah.
I think like just as equally amazing as the match cut, there's one that hardly anyone talks about. It's the sky to sky cut. There's a point, I think it's right after you first meet Omar Sharif, and it just kind of like it's looking at him and it pans up and it's like sky and then it just pulls back down and it's a whole different scene.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good transition, and the movie's just constantly full of them. So I mean, for a technical marvel, that movie is hard to beat, and it's strange because like my previous things, the other David Lean things that I've seen, they didn't wow me in that aspect. I mean, they were pretty and they're cinematic, but I never noticed like particularly interesting shots or cuts or anything like technical on it. It was just like, okay, well, you've got this big grand set and you stick a static camera on it and go, look at this, it's marvelous, right? This was like the very first one where it was like, oh, okay, this taught us all about like moving the camera and bringing crazy rigs out and doing this stuff in the desert, and like this one was just much more of a kinetic movie. And like I always thought of his stuff as just like, look at thing, it's very stationary, and we built this crazy elaborate set, but that's about it. But I also on the other last thing I want to say about it is like, it's fascinating to me because I mean the movie is, that's the other thing is like, if you haven't watched a lot of movies from like, I would say 2001 is probably the very last one that I can think of that did it, but like movies that would have like a 5-minute blank screen with score and then like a 10-minute intermission and stuff like that, like just the speed at which movies used to play, it's going to be a shock if you aren't used to that, because like you get like the 4 or 5 minutes of score at the beginning of the movie, blank screen, then the movie starts, and then there's like a 10-minute intermission. With this, because it's so long, I don't think 2001 doesn't have an intermission. But yeah, so like there's all that, but it's very weird because the intermission isn't really directly in the halfway point, and I can see why they put it where they did, because up to the intermission they're kind of like, characters are telling you, especially in the because it's kind of, it does the Sunset Boulevard thing where it's like you see Lawrence's death first, and then it's like in the funeral, and then we proceed with like actually seeing his life. So you kind of have characters telling you that he's just this big blowhard braggart guy and all this stuff, and then they spend the entire first half of the movie up to the intermission like showing you like how brave and awesome he really is. Like that, like he's a wild soul who follows his own path, and like against the better judgment of everything is like no, I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go save this guy, or I'm going to, I don't like killing and all this stuff, and all of that. And then it's like the intermission comes back, and it's like, hey, fuck all that noise. He's actually an asshole. and it's a really weird thing for a biopic just to be like, here's this hard cut where it's like, literally the second you go back from an intermission, it's like, no, here's every way that he was actually kind of terrible. And it's just that it's kind of fascinating in that way. Of that there's just this hard line of where it's like he is such this amazing heroic figure in the first half, or a little more in the first half, and then the intermission comes and it's like, now we're going to spend the rest of the movie explaining why we were calling him kind of terrible at the funeral. Because he's just going to do a series of like worse and worse and worse things, and worse and bad things will happen to him, but also kind of based on dumb decisions. Like, I mean, that's the thing, is like, even like what is kind of notoriously like probably the worst thing that ever happened is like, well, why the fuck did you think that was going to work? Like he's like, I'm going to go undercover to like this place that's like, controlled by the enemy and pretend to be Arabian. It's like, what? Blonde hair, blue eyes? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
So it's like, bad decision led to, bad things happen. Okay, makes sense. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's a thing if like, obviously it takes a fuckload of time, or, I mean, the intermission is such a hard divisive cut that I would not normally recommend this, but you could hard stop that movie at the intermission and come back another day. It is just such a jarring, like, hero's journey to like, not really. Like kind of roller coaster thing that like at that intermission you could stop and come back a day or two later and just be fine with it.
It's almost like doing Che Part 1 and Che Part 2.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's a thing you should definitely watch, especially if you were into film. And I feel stupid that it took me this long to finally do it, but there's that nice restored 4K cut that's out there, and that's how I did it.
And you just see where all the references come from now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd seen,
which is always weird in hindsight.
I had seen the like the match cut scene
Yeah.
in shown, and like, okay, here's this and here's this, but like just watching it as a total package was pretty fascinating. So.
Yeah. Good deal.
Cool.
So you guys got anything else, or you want some emails?
Did you say you had something?
I have nothing.
Oh, I thought you said you did. Okay.
Have nothing.
Me neither.
For the podcast. Have nothing to offer in life. I have nothing.
Me neither. All I have to offer are emails that other people have offered us.
Awesome.
So I'm just
you
a conduit.
Have one thing greater than me.
Well, I might even let you read one.
Nah.
All right. First one up's Mike from Pittsburgh. And he titled it, I have to find the pronunciation, Poliziotteschi. It says, Dear BMF, I've gotten into a new movie genre recently and wondering if any of you like it too. Poliziotteschi. Basically, in the early 70s, spaghetti westerns were getting less popular, and Italian filmmakers turned their talents to stories about police and gangsters. In my opinion, these Italian crime films are more fun than the westerns and less dated than the post-apocalyptic Mad Max and Escape from New York knockoffs. Great music, too. If you like Cops on the Edge, dubbed dialogue, and car chases with extremely small cars, this could be a good realm to explore. Recommendations available upon request. What the heck? Here's one recommendation. Violent Naples from 1976. It delivers what the title promises. Crash and Burn, Mike from Pittsburgh. Violent Naples.
Violent Naples.
I guess.
I want to know the Italian names for these, for any of the, spaghetti westerns or poliziotteschi.
Violenza di Napoli.
Probably, but they always sound so much cooler than the regular names for them.
Yeah.
I know that spaghetti westerns was such a derisive term at the time, but it's actually kind of an awesome sounding term.
It
too.
really is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what? For the longest time, like as a kid, I'd heard the term, and I'm like, I don't know what a spaghetti western is. I just thought of a spaghetti and out west, and I was like, is it just like you get a bowl of spaghetti in like Nevada? I don't know.
It's a never-ending
Sounds
pasta
cool.
bowl in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I go for that.
Anyway, yeah, we should look more into that.
Yeah,
I like gangsters and stuff.
sure.
I like violent nipples.
Yeah.
Napoli Violenta.
Yeah.
So the problem I've run into with those movies so far, and I haven't gotten far into that genre, but every time one
It's a
comes out
keyword.
one comes out with like a cool sounding title, and you're like, well, that's probably awesome. Let's watch that, and then watch the trailer and be like, oh my god, that looks amazing. And then you watch the movie, and it's like, oh my God, there's only 5 minutes of things happening in this movie. Everything else is just bad dubbed talking. And it's like, that's not going to play well with us. And that's unfortunate.
Maybe he's just saying check it out on their own.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, as I have tried to find movies like that, either for my own personal amusement or for us, it's like, it just seems like every time it's just like, great trailer, that movie sucks. So.
Yep.
Well, that's not a very spicy meatball, Chuck.
Anyway,
Good point.
next one up's from Shay, who says, "A showdown, thank you, gentlemen of the cast that bamfs. I have been listening to the show since very early on. I knew from way back then this day would come. I've listened to the entire back catalog in hopes that I somehow missed it, but instead I enjoyed re-listening to reviews of quote-unquote bad movies. I wanted to recommend and request this movie in the past, but I'm patient, and I knew deep down it would find its way onto the show. Finally, you guys reviewed Showdown. It was undoubtedly my favorite movie until Star Wars Episode 1 took its place. Moving on.
I mean, good.
Yeah, but I will speak on that another day.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. I was just 10 years old when I saw Showdown on HBO and never saw anything like it. I saw Karate Kid after Showdown, and it was not bad, but it wasn't Showdown. I love this movie so much that I had my hair cut like Billy Blank's until my older brother shamed me for doing so. Fuck your older brother.
Billy
That's
Blanks' hair did not look good.
No.
no.
He looked homeless.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
awesome.
your hair was in better shape than Billy Blanks',
Like,
and
no.
thus was able to be shaped
Yes.
No,
more like Billy.
I'm with you. Your brother's an asshole. Anyway, he says,
Wait, you're with you. You're the one that said fuck your brother.
yeah, I'm saying fuck your brother.
I know, but then you said
He
never mind.
shamed him into cutting his hair.
Okay.
He had Billy Blank's hair,
All
and
right.
he was shamed
Just
out of it.
pointing out the
It's-
fact that you backed up yourself there. Like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Anyway, I love this goddamn movie. From the 30-year-olds playing teenagers to the Silk Stockings-esque music throughout the montage and during the last fight. A single tear dropped from my eye after listening to this episode, and I looked up to the stars and whispered, "Thanks." I went back into my apartment, and the credits rolled on my life for waiting to hear the BMFcast review of this movie. Thanks for making this movie lover laugh, cry, and find closure on a movie enjoyed throughout my life. Put your weight on it. Crash and burn. Shay, the librarian.
Put your weight on it.
Should wait on it.
Who also has a little addition to this. Said, "Gentlemen, one more thing. I couldn't find this soundtrack at my local Sam Goody. I did, however, find some blank cassette tapes, so I got creative and used my brother's tape recorder. I loved this movie so much that I recorded the parts of the movie with the score/songs on cassette and listened to it on the way to school on my Walkman most mornings to help me get pumped for the day. Well, that's one less embarrassing thing I have to hold on to. Crash and burn, Shay."
I did that.
Yeah.
I
With
did that before.
Showdown?
No,
Oh.
but with movies. Like,
That's how I got the Raiders theme.
Yeah.
But I had to find it. It was at the end of Temple of Doom. Is
Oh.
the only time you get it cleanly without anything over it.
Okay.
I think all you hear is Short Run going Indy, and then yeah. But yeah, I've done the same thing, just not with Showdown.
I've
But
recorded off a radio.
But this
plenty of
also
times, but-
proves my point that every movie is somebody's favorite movie.
Yes.
Every movie we've watched is somebody's favorite movie somewhere. Even Dumpster Baby.
and like half of
maybe.
y'all are stupid.
Probably. I
Only if you like Dumpster Baby is your favorite movie.
well, but here's the thing. So that email reminds me to say something is that we want to hear recommendations from you, but not just like something you just saw that was pretty okay. I want to hear stories like Showdown, where you're like, I saw this when I was 10. This is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
I
Karate
w-
Kid sucks compared to this.
Give me that. Sure. Give me that explanation of saw the Karate Kid after, it sucked, Showdown is the best. I want to watch your movies that you think are the absolute greatest. I can't promise that we're going to agree, but I want that passion coming from people of just like, I saw this when I was 10. It's the best. It still is. You got to see it.
Yeah. I mean, to piggyback off of that, I want something that's like, is so near and dear to your heart. Like, it's like me where I couldn't be on the Last Dragon episode.
Sure.
Like, to me, I knew.
Bare your soul to us so that we may rip it asunder.
No, I'm just saying, like, I knew there was absolutely no way I could be on that episode.
Yeah.
Because I know that movie backwards and forwards. I've seen it. I don't even know how many times.
Yeah.
You know, I know the soundtrack. I know everything about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that was a part of me growing up.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing I want recommendations to be. I don't want it to be like, we just saw this shot on video thing. It fucking sucks. You guys will hate it. Like, Save that recommendation. I want to hear this movie on HBO in '96. I watched it 100 times on VHS. It's the greatest. It probably sucks now, but you should see it. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. And all you people that don't write in, bare your soul. Even if we don't like it, we've tried to look. We've tried to be better about. I feel like in the early days we were sometimes insulting during our emails or voicemail listings. I think
Maybe.
at least I've tried to be a little nicer. Like, look,
Okay.
again, like we're not necessarily 100% going to agree with you just because you recommended it. We will be coming at this with fresh eyes and not 20 or more years of experience of having watched it. But we do want those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Passion.
I agree.
That's what we like.
Next one up's from Birdie.
Hey, Birdie.
It says Roadhouse. Hey,
Roadhouse.
fellas. Sorry, it's been a long time since I sent a drunk email, and I'll hopefully no longer be sending drunk emails, but it's usually when I have a thought that I feel like bothering you guys about. So I know I'm an old man, but I just finally saw Roadhouse. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed watching it, but I'm pretty certain it's not a good movie at all. It's fun, it's ridiculous, and it has lots of nudity, so it has something for the whole family. But I couldn't say this movie is good. Was this movie ever good? Am I missing something because of time and just how ridiculous everything is? I have feelings about this movie similar to how I feel about Johnny Mnemonic, except I don't think I can say there was anything good about Johnny Mnemonic, except that it's a movie I love more than anyone should. What are your thoughts? Was Roadhouse once a good movie and it's just fun to watch now? Or was it always bad but always fun? Crash and burn, fellas. Sober Birdie writes again. Sam Elliott. Whoa! From Birdie.
I mean, define good versus bad.
Is
Good
it
bad
entertaining?
movies.
It has always been
Enjoyable
entertaining.
bad movies.
Well, yeah. I mean, from a technical, like, would this be studied by film critics? No, it's a real bad movie in that regard.
Yeah, but
Is
it's
it
also
is
somebody
it a
watched
good
Dirty
film,
Dancing
or
and
is
said,
it a good movie?
Yeah, somebody watched Dirty Dancing and said, "Hey, I wonder if that guy could beat people's asses." And we got the answer in Roadhouse, and the answer was yes.
I've never understood anyone calling Roadhouse a bad movie. It's a B movie. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not your A tier gonna win an Oscar movie, but there is nothing in Roadhouse that is bad filmmaking, implausible plotline. It is a small town madman who has absolute power and is yielding it over everyone in town, and they're all helpless to do anything about it until this one guy shows up and is just like, fuck that. I'm going to drive a monster truck into your mansion, and polar bears are going to fall on your dudes. I mean, it's like, I don't get it. I've never understood why people do, Roadhouse is the best bad movie ever. It's not bad. There's nothing in it that you go, well, that's fucking dumb.
I mean,
The way I judge it, the way I always go is, does this movie do what it set out to do? And I think Roadhouse does.
Yeah.
I think that's when you get bad movies, is when they set out to do something and they fail in doing it. That can still be entertaining. Obviously, The Room is a failure on so many levels, but it's still entertaining as shit to watch.
Birdemic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But movies like that, where it's like, okay, this is well made, and it's like, okay, this isn't trying to be art. This is trying to be entertainment.
I would say Roadhouse is like, and the reason why I'm okay with that phrase, the best bad movie or whatever ever made kind of thing, is because it is leaning so heavily into tropes. I mean, we've watched how many movies from the 60s, 70s, and 80s where it's this like corrupt small town run by some gangster, and then like everyone's like, the cops are paid off and everyone thinks it's hopeless.
Sure. And
then, somebody new moves in and goes like, not on my watch, and, cleans the whole thing up. That's been done a billion times. It's to the point that it's a trope, and it's like Roadhouse came along and be like, we're going to do it and shoot it well and put people in it that are like good actors, and, maybe we can get Ben Gazzara, and they're like, holy shit, we can get Ben Gazzara.
Yeah.
And then
Let's get a Ben Gazzara type in here. Oh shit, Ben Gazzara's available.
Right, yeah.
Get him.
I would say, like, I mean,
As we'll note, that commentary track by Kevin Smith is fantastic.
Yeah.
For Roadhouse.
Yes.
but I mean, like, it's that kind of thing. It's sort of like we're doing all of those, but doing it. It's sort of like it's the Pacific Rim to all the shitty Godzilla ripoff movies. It's just like, yeah, we're doing that only with all the money and the stars, and we're gonna do it right, and it's not gonna be like shot on different film mediums. And whoops, we ran out of money because we can't buy any more of that stock. So now when it goes over this scene, it looks totally different.
Yeah.
It's like Do all that, but do it well.
I mean, look, no one quotes Roadhouse because it's bad dialogue. They quote Roadhouse because it's fucking awesome dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you quote Sam Elliott because he's a fucking badass in that movie.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott is the shit. Like, he's amazing.
I also love that. Wasn't he only like 5 years older than Swayze or something?
Pretty much, yeah. He's a lot younger than he appears to be in
Right.
that movie. It's weird because I've gone down this Sam Elliott rabbit hole recently
Mm-hmm.
of just like, I got to see everything he's done, and then it's just like, wait, he has not done that much. It's all TV westerns.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's kind of
I mean, he's built for that.
built for. Yeah, he was born to play those
Sure.
roles. Yeah.
But every time I see him in, like, a denim shirt in a city, I'm just like, woo. I want to watch this movie. Yeah. I love Roadhouse to death, and I don't understand the tag it's been given of, man, that movie's bad, but I love it. It's like, no, that movie's great, and you love it.
I think it's because the people don't understand. They don't know the DNA. Like I said, it's people come along periodically and they're like, what's this genre that has 1,000 B movie things, and we're going to make the good version of it.
Right.
I mean, John Wick technically is kind of that.
Sure.
It's kind of like,
John Wick's kind of a B movie.
well, I mean,
yeah.
it's sort of like, yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm not, believe me, I'm not about to go down a road here because they're all awesome. But I mean, it's like John Woo movies. There's some jankiness to them. Like they're awesome. Dude knows how to point a camera and have awesome things happen, but like they're not perfect through and through.
Right.
Like I love them, but it's like, if you never saw Hard Target, like like he didn't get better necessarily. He was always like going to have some jank in his movies later. And then John Wick to me just feels like, all right, that crazy genre of movie, let's do it right. Like get someone who knows how to point the camera and get it, an actual gun person in here to teach him how reloads work and all this, like do the work that a Hollywood movie would do, but do a genre picture.
It's upscaled.
Yeah.
I think this is the kind of discussion that warrants me bringing back the old film versus movie. Something might not be a good film, like Roadhouse is probably not a good film, but it's a good movie. So
Absolutely.
you can hedge your bets in that direction if you like.
Yep.
Just a distinction that I think, like, at least for me, is always in my head when somebody says, "Did you like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was good, but it's not like good. It's a good bad movie, an enjoyable bad movie, a 1 to 5 jocks, as in robot jocks."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't use the term good and bad anymore. I use entertaining or boring.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway,
Well, fancy you.
yeah, it seems to work better.
It's no. It,
I mean, I feel like
makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, I think good versus bad. I don't know why. To me, calling something boring feels like a worse insult.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's most of the bag stuff we get. I
Yeah.
give it bags because it bores me.
Yeah.
It's like God, just fucking
Do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like bad at least opens up to like, okay, then person goes and watches it and be like, well, I liked this, and this about it. Like this was well done. And boring is just like, I don't know. That to me is like more review based, if you will. Like that could be spoilery. Like if someone could tell me something's boring and I go to see it, I'd be like, well, just better sit down and get ready to maybe fall asleep during this. And it could be one of those things that like pre-tilts me to a movie.
Yeah. All right.
I don't care if someone says something bad. Fuck 'em. Bring it on.
We got one more email.
All right.
And wow. All right. This one's from Justin.
Okay.
It's titled Pooping on an Amtrak Train, Child's Play. No offense to the movie. Hi, guys. Justin here, reporting to you from somewhere in central Nebraska. I was hearing the end of your last podcast about someone pooping on top of an Amtrak train just before a tunnel. I Googled it, but couldn't find anything, so if you can please send me a link.
Oh, we made that shit up.
We made it up. Sorry.
We made
Justin.
that shit up.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anyway, as you may or may not know, I work as a conductor on freight trains, and yeah, to use the bathroom on Amtrak would be like pinching a loaf at the Taj Mahal. I've enclosed a pic of what we have to use as a bathroom, and no, none of the waste actually falls from the locomotive. It's basically a porta potty with a flush handle. But be warned, while cruising down the rails at roughly 50 miles an hour, the blue soup has a tendency to splash out of the bowl, so you must be on guard so it doesn't get it on you. I've had fellow employees in the past use the facility to go number 2, have it splash onto their ass, and chemically burn them. We try to wait until after the train is stopped, but when Mother Nature calls, you just have to pick up that metaphoric Garfield phone. The blue soup isn't even the worst part of dealing with the toilet. It's that damn flushing handle. I'll explain. After getting rid of your boneless brown trout because you ate way too many Fiber One bars, guilty. You now have to convince that potty to swallow your turd whole. The only way to do that is to grab the handle and jerk it back and forth so hard and fast you feel like Calista Flockhart and Harrison Ford on their first date. While in the one-person stall, go ahead and read some of the incredible words of knowledge that other people have left you. My personal favorite was, "Here I sit, buns a flexin', about to give birth to another Texan." Well, I have to go. No, not in that way. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. Justin from Nebraska.
God damn.
Buns of flexing.
Yeah. So I guess he survived the previous 5-1 encounter.
Yeah.
That's a Hall of Fame email, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we should print that out and put it
There's
on
a
the
reason
wall.
I saved that for last.
Thank you.
So if someone wants to even attempt to top that, what could they do, BJ?
They could gather up a sack full of Fiber One bars, hit the rails, and point their email application of choice to bmf@bmfcast.com. Or call us up on the Garfield phone, 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. Failing those options, you can go to the website, which is bmfcast.com. Look on the right-hand side for many buttons, which will lead you to our many places on the World Wide Web, including our Discord. I know that we've had a couple new members somewhat lately, a couple more people piping up in the chat. And so join us for chats about movies and video games and pooping sometimes.
Sometimes about pooping.
Yeah. We have a channel for nearly everything and spoilerific channels
Get a
and good
poopin'-
rules
Get a pooping channel.
so that
We should.
bad people shut the fuck up.
Right.
Well, speaking of, we should probably get out of here, right?
No, I think I should plug the Patreon
I
first.
was
At patreon.com/BMFcast.
kidding. It was right there.
Yay.
Bad people, shut the fuck up.
That's us.
Patreon.com/BMFcast, by the way. Give us some money.
Yeah.
Get stuff in return.
Yeah. Most importantly, give us money.
First and foremost.
Yeah. Got to pay the bills.
We do.
We can't just be giving out PJs in parking lots to get hosting.
But for snack packs, however.
Paw jobs?
Oh.
Yeah.
Chuck just had this quizzical, like, what's a PJ?
Why are we giving pajamas away?
PJs.
Yeah.
It's a first half joke.
That was a
Callback.
callback.
I wasn't
yeah.
here for the
It was a
first half.
callback.
Oh.
Anyway, let's take a break, shall we?
No, I
No.
don't want to take a break.
Let's get
I want
outta
to get
here.
the fuck out of
like
here.
a week-long break.
Oh, okay.
Let's
take a long break.
Yeah. Let's do
I
that.
don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Okay,
We're done.
we're done here. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. See you when the break is over, I guess.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I was in a tube having my colon scanned at 5 a.m. Okay.
It was funny. So did he actually include a picture of the pooper?
He did.
Hopefully not of his pooper, but of the pooper.
The toilet pooper?
Looks kind of like a airplane.
That says
dirtier.
McLickin' it.
Lindsay, I think it's on. Seems to be
All
targeted.
right. I mean, that just looks like a porta potty. It doesn't look any scarier than a regular, shitty bathroom, which is good.
Yeah, but have you ever been on a porta potty that's on a thing going clank, 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 clank,
I have not. I'm just saying, just from looks, just like the way that. You may have your telephone back. Woot woot.
All right. Good night, Internet. We're
Yeah,
done
good
talking
night,
about poop and
everybody.
stuff.
Yeah.
For now.
Hope you enjoyed that story.